It is the Monday edition. The week 2 of part 2 of Tausch's summer sabbatical season edition. The return of positives and negatives edition. And the 3 full hours of Uncle Homer. Are you kidding me? Edition of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, at least momentarily, on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and, of course, everything you could possibly need, all in one convenient location. Podcasts, interviews, my various appearances on all our different shows, including Homer and Tony, video, live streaming audio, all on WisconsinOnDemand.com and the Wisconsin On Demand app. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay, rainy Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. And today's cousin sub for Old Boy. He is a legend. You hear him every weekday. 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee alongside Tony Smith, the Marquette Hall of Famer. He is Steve the Homer True. Homer, good morning. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm fine. You have I see the new Tausch approach. I think next year he will take a month off prior to the start of college football now that he has even more responsibilities with Wisconsin. That's my guess.
He is a big deal. We have no idea where he is, where in the world are Carmen Sandiego and Mark Tauscher and his family. I don't keep secrets very well, so if that was supposed to be a secret, it's good that he didn't tell me. Much like I had heard, I have sources, about the
I could see up north.
Radio opportunity. For
I could
him.
see up north.
I think he's somewhere around the globe. We've got some,
but he already made the big trip to the national parks and all that kind of stuff, and they went to Europe, right? Didn't they go to Italy or France? Is that?
He definitely went to France. I think he had an Italy trip scheduled that was knocked out by the pandemic.
Hard to figure him out.
So
there's a lot of different interests there. But yeah,
I think he's a complicated fella, as Mark Murphy might say.
Yeah. So no, I think
he's not that complicated.
No, I don't think so. No, not at all. This is just this is an additional interest that's changed because now he's even busier. Like once football starts, he's busy, right, every day. And now he's got to go on the road. He's got to go on the road with Wisconsin. He never used to. I mean, he kind of had a pretty good deal.
Oh, yeah, he kind of had the gig that I've had the last few years now, where I don't travel for road games, which I'm going to go to Chicago for it's so, I have to admit. So my old friend Kevin Seifert, who has covered the NFL for a very long time, covers the Vikings for ESPN.com. He took a different role many years ago where he was kind of a national NFL guy. So he did not travel. And he said, Jason, after I stopped traveling in 2016, he said, Jason, it's going to be an adjustment, but trust me, a year after you've stopped traveling, you'll be like, God, I can't believe I did all that traveling. This is awesome. And especially with where the girls are at, I have no complaints. I'm very happy to not travel. Cincinnati would have been nice just to have a little bit more of a firsthand account of the practices or the practice singular with the Bengals. But it was also nice to go to soccer practice and golf and all those kinds of things with the girls. You travel with Marquette. That's got to be easier now because there was a time where you would take your own flight, not like on a private jet, but commercial. And then didn't you miss a game or something? And that was the end of that?
Yes. then they just said, "Why do you even do that?" And because they leave her, so yeah, I stopped that. I think I'll probably violate that at some point in the future. But my concern, and it's a small concern, but I haven't heard like Marquette's playing in Maui this year. I'm assuming that's going to be canceled. It's tragically everything burnt down. I mean, it's horrible. The place where the games are to be played. So I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to play somewhere else in Hawaii, or I don't get how that happened. It's just bizarre.
I am not a wildfire expert, but so wait, it reached like Chaminade University?
No, they play in Maui. You play in the public area there. I don't know what the facility is, and so it's all gone. So I'm curious my guess is they try to find some other place in Hawaii, another arena.
Have you been to Hawaii previously? Have you been to Hawaii?
Not since Maui. I mean, my Hawaii goes all the way back. My first Hawaii tournament was the Rainbow Classic with Wisconsin and the great Steve Yoder and J.J. Weber, and it was the Rainbow Classic the year that Danny Manning won the national title in Kansas, in which the coach
was that 89?
I don't know. All I remember is the coach, an early game, a coach of Pittsburgh. Crazy man, I can't remember his name. And Larry Brown was coaching Kansas in the middle of the game, little small arena, it's open. Said, "You say another word about my effing team, I'm coming over there and kicking your butt." Oh, yeah. Still my favorite moment in all one of them. And I didn't know that Larry had said anything about the Pittsburgh players, but the coach there, should look up his name. He's a crazy guy.
I didn't realize you were such a fan of confrontation on the sideline.
Well, I've never heard that ever before, other than I think when Forrest Gregg and Mike Ditka wanted to fight. I think at a preseason game or some
at County
game.
Stadium. Yes.
Yeah.
County Stadium. Yes.
I mean, if anybody else has a memory of one coach saying something like that to another coach, and loud enough that everybody could hear it, the few people that were there, whatever time of the day it was. But anyway.
So the men's basketball coaches at Pittsburgh, Tim Gergrich, 75-80, Dr. Roy Chipman.
No, he followed
80-86.
Next guy,
Paul Evans.
Oh,
86-94.
Yeah. He was the original Norman Dale. Yeah.
Followed by Ralph Willard, Ben Howland, Jamie Dixon.
Yeah, I think he may have been accused of cheating at some point in time, too. I don't know if but anyway.
Well,
Forrest Gregg and Mike Ditka, you probably have more particulars. I didn't ever know if that was entirely accurate.
Yeah, no, it's definitely accurate. I believe I was even at the game because I believe it was at County Stadium in Milwaukee, where the sidelines, they both had both teams on the sideline. So they were on the same sideline as opposed to being across from each other at County Stadium. And so it was, I want to say maybe it was after the year where Charles Martin, R.I.P., body slammed Jim McMahon? I feel like that was like maybe 86.
That would fit. We'll run with that.
I'm almost as old as you now. And so if I believe it was the following year they played them in the preseason. I will fact check that because we do care about getting facts right around here. But yeah, they were arguing on the sideline. It was they almost came to blows. I don't know if there were any actual punches thrown, like with who was the coach in Houston? Buddy Ryan and Kevin Gilbride. They were going to get in. He actually did punch Kevin Gilbride on the sideline.
I believe. I thought it was one of either Greg or Ditka. Like that happened before the game, and one of them said, the coach said, "I'll take care of the coach, and you guys take care of the team," or something like that. I don't know if that quote was ever stated. Like Forrest Gregg. "I'll take care of Ditka. You guys take care of the rest of the team." I don't know.
Well, I will check on the facts of that. I did have a question for you from my weekend before we get to Jordan Love's performance in the preseason opener, our positives and negatives, all that kind of stuff. How often do you go to the state fair, being a Tosa guy nearby the state fairgrounds?
Not very often anymore. Did when I was younger, and when, of course, we had the historic cracker contest, where the station I was at went, and people, if they could eat saltines in a minute, they could win up to $1,500. So that was always a highlight until we stopped going.
Ooh.
Yeah,
wait a minute.
12 saltines in a minute.
And did you try yourself?
Yes, it's impossible.
Is it impossible?
It's 12 is impossible. It's been on the Food Channel. I think 8 is even pretty hard to do.
It doesn't sound that hard.
Well, first of all, you have to use Nabisco. Can't use these cheap ones. But your mouth must be dry when you start with nothing in it, and your mouth must be dry and empty at the end of a minute. So, yeah, you go ahead, try it. The person I worked with at the time when I announced it, because I stole this from the Box Butte County Fair, Hemingford, Nebraska, said, "Oh, that's a joke. I could do that." And the next day came on and said, "Yeah, that's a joke. No human can do that." So clearly he had tried. Yeah, I think you go on the Food Channel. They did it many years later. I think 6 or 8 is pretty much it. No one ever came close, but then they said now they wouldn't even let us do it. Like somebody could choke, and we always had a bottle of water. It was a blast. One person cheated and came close. It was fantastic to have people try, and everybody had different attempts. Some people would try to crumble them up, and so that but it's your mouth gets so dry is what it. But anyway, a person had a mouthful of water in their mouth. Okay. To start, which no one had ever done, and they still couldn't do it. They came much closer because that added all that water. So when everybody would start, they'd go, "Yeah, I'm ready," and this person just went, "Mm-hmm," and I didn't think anything of it. And then they put him in, and I go, "Oh my God, that guy's got a shot." So creativity was great. It might even be 6. That's 6. That might even be just incredibly hard. So yeah, go. Everybody can go try it. But in the last few years, no, I haven't gone much. Sometimes Saz has different things there that I'll go because he's a great partner in so many things. They have the pigs and stuff.
He is.
So with kids, it's good. But I don't like to eat food outside either. That's the other thing.
I'm sorry?
I don't like to eat food outside.
Outside?
Yeah. I like to go inside to eat food. Like, I'll maybe go out on the porch or somewhere. But in general, like you're outside running around eating food. Summerfest the same way.
You don't like to eat food like outdoors. So
yeah,
are
kind
you
of walking around
like
having
a
a
restaurant.
hot.
So you're okay as long as you're not moving. Like if a
Kind of,
restaurant
yeah.
has a deck, an
Yeah.
outdoor patio area, you'll eat outside.
Yeah.
But if you're walking,
I don't like
you're
eating
not
walk.
eating?
I never really put it exactly in the manner, but
I
just
thought
did it
I had some
perfectly.
idiosyncrasies.
Well, no.
Are you concerned about spilling on your?
I don't know. I don't.
Nice
I have no
Marquette
explanation
t-shirts, or-
for it, but I mean, so it's like when you go to Summerfest to try all these foods. Like the thing State Fair. I always like going to the State Fair to the building where they have all the crazy things to sell and stuff like that. What is it?
Yes, the exposition hall.
That's my favorite by far. So but haven't gone much.
We went yesterday. We had a great time, except I think the girls have reached a point where they understand, because we hadn't gone since they were little. It had been a really long time. And they've reached a point where they understand now that many of the animals that are being brought to the state fair and winning blue ribbons are then becoming food. And that changed the dynamic for them significantly. And I don't think we'll be back to see the actual animals.
They didn't know that when they were younger?
I mean, they were like 4 and 3 the last time we went, and they're 13 and 12 now. But I tried to explain that the dairy cows, they're just there, with the milk, so you can go see them. And the chickens obviously are meeting their demise at some point. But that was the drawback. Everything else was fun. They went down the slide. They went across the sky glider. We ate some food. We went in the exposition hall. We saw the Gina Della and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin display. It was a great time until we started thinking about the animals. But I tried to do the circle of life conversation. It did not go well. Speaking of great conversations, though, I did reach out to Gina Della after we checked out Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. And I thought, oh, if only Tausch was here. Imagine how crowded their little stand would be if the voice of Pella Windows and Doors and the color analyst for Badgers football was here instead of me. Be that as it may, you'll get to hear him talk about Gina Della and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin as we get ready to take your positives and your negatives from the Packers' preseason victory in Cincinnati. We want to get your thoughts on Jordan Love as well. There seems to be, I don't know how large this group is. I don't know why they feel this way, but there seems to be a group that likes Sean Clifford more than they like Jordan Love, even though I thought Jordan Love played pretty well.
No, I don't believe that. What, 5%? Right, well, at what point do you give them attention? At what point?
I got enough emails and tweets.
More than people who think the world is flat?
Ooh, might be close, but maybe more,
okay.
yeah.
All right.
Well, if you're one of those people, Homer's just encouraged you to call 844-770-3776. We'll get to your positives and your negatives after we hear from Tausch telling us about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. With Uncle Homer as our cousin sub of the day, it's Wilde and Tausch.
Mark Toscher here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Well, let's talk about the birds and the bees. Nature. We want to keep all of that out of our house, right? Well, the 250 series from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin include exclusive hidden screens, which can stay inside the window while you're not using it. And if you bundle and save the 250 series patio door and 8 double-hung windows with exclusive hidden screens, you can pay as low as $188 per month. Now that's a good deal. Visit PellaWI.com today.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Grassland Dairy is built by tradition right here in Wisconsin and sustained by innovation. Since 1904, the Wheatrick family has worked with hundreds of dairy farmers to consistently produce the highest quality dairy products. Grassland's commitment to quality starts with the way their dairy farmers care for their cows and carries through every step of their innovative processing and delivery. They are proud to offer a wide range of reliable and nutritious dairy ingredients. Grassland Dairy is family owned in Wisconsin and has been crafting butter for 5 generations.
The traditions.
There's no team I love more than this team. We got a national championship to chase.
The rivalries.
This is college football as good as it gets.
Only 12 days until week 0. College football lives here. ESPN Radio.
What does summer sound like in a new Chevy? Find the best way to the ballpark with the Chevy Equinox navigation system. Load up the kayaks with room to spare in the spacious Chevy Trailblazer with 60/40 split folding rear seats. Haul out the camper and spend a night roasting marshmallows with the Chevy Silverado. Or feel the roar of the crowd and bring the whole crew along in the Chevy Traverse with seating for up to 8. So what are you waiting for? This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today. Traverse seating up to 8 standard and LS available on LT with second row bench seat, RS Premier and High Country seat 7.
Medicine Money Guy Christian Finfrock here. Struggling to understand retirement planning, life insurance policies, or managing your wealth? Listen to my show every Saturday at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN or call me right now at 208-1800 for a complimentary consultation.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison, home of the Big Win and Madison Casino Guru, is transforming guests into winners. Making an ordinary day into a big win day is easy with a 95% average payout. And with over 140 daily jackpots, the number of people winning has never been bigger. So what are you waiting for? Escape to Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison for your next big win.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
I suffered with knee pain for almost 4 to 5 years. I wanted to have the conformis after looking at all the different options. I think having the surgery with the ortho team is the only way to go. They all look out for you as a patient. After the surgery, my life changed dramatically. It's so much easier to do the everyday things in life and just the things that we like to do as a family. And my wife told me, she says, now I can't keep up with you anymore.
Learn more at orthoteam.com.
Mark Toscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. Well, it's always a good time to get that special someone in your life a beautiful gift. And when I'm in need of a new piece of jewelry, Chalmers Jewelers is my go-to place. Whether I want a timeless classic or a one-of-a-kind piece, Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison has just what I'm looking for. My life has been made so much easier thanks to the great team over at Chalmers Jewelers, and is the reason I keep going back for more. Visit chalmersjewelers.com to find your perfect new piece of jewelry today.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
I've been dreaming about the West Coast. Found some places that I don't know. Seeing signs for California. Take a shape for something warmer. I've been dreaming about the West Coast. Where the people take a real
couple of housekeeping items. Now that we've established who the coach at Pittsburgh was, 1989, if you were headed up to Green Bay for today's Packers open training camp practice, open to fans, turn around. Unless you want to go to lunch at Rustique Pizzeria and you want to take a stadium tour and walk by my office, because practice is closed. They'll be moving inside the Hudson Center because it is raining. Also, we almost had it to the day, Homer. 39 years ago, this past Saturday, Gary Ellis and Paul Kaufman scored touchdowns in a 17-10 preseason win over the Bears at County Stadium. Late in the first half, a heated argument broke out between Forrest Gregg and Mike Ditka, and they almost came to blows. So that was 1984 that occurred. A couple of years later, obviously, was when the body slam of Jim McMahon occurred. All right, so let's go from history to the present. Packers beat the Cincinnati Bengals on Friday night, 36-19. Kind of an odd score, but that's what happens when you miss your last two extra points of the game. Homer, what was the biggest positive you took away from that?
Receivers were wide open. They were never that wide open, and understand that I believe the preseason games now are just JV games. But it doesn't matter. They were receivers wide open the whole game. And I remember last year, the whole year, saying, nobody's open anymore. What's happening? So that was what did you say? Biggest, that's the thing will remember from the game.
So how does that then fit your view of what Jordan Love did? Because I think you're right. The Bengals did not play most of their starters on defense.
Yeah, but
so that certainly has to factor in.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, the game's here, it's a JV game, so I give none of it any importance other than, like, now I want to know a little bit more about who was the defensive guy, Lee or something, I don't know, 57 or something. But yeah,
Brenton Cox.
There you go. I was thinking of the Cox that the Packers had that they got from Chicago, was a linebacker and crazy
Ron
man.
Cox.
Yeah. But anyway,
so what a lot of history lessons today with Uncle Homer. I like it.
Sorry, didn't mean to. But since the game is a JV game, I don't give any of it any significance whatsoever, other than that's what I noticed. I mean, that's my first rule. Give nothing of anything of significance. Maybe the place kicker, So I thought it was amazing. He missed both of them exactly the same way. So, but
he did. That's 100% true. Well, we'll get to our negatives momentarily, but I'm curious, though, because one of the observations that I had was the same as yours, but I thought, well, if this is indicative of how things are going to go for Jordan Love this season, maybe running a purer version of the Matt LaFleur, Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay offense will result in more open receivers. I guess this is my sunny disposition.
That's possible.
I didn't think, well, they're going against vanilla defenses with lesser competition than they'd be facing with the starters for Cincinnati. Maybe that's why they're more wide open.
Either way, but you could be
right.
It could turn out to be that way, yeah. But
so
I can never
that was
make
part
that
of
assumption.
It. So what did you think about how Jordan Love played with all those caveats of it's a JV game, guys were wide open?
I thought it was fine. No.
It was fine.
Yeah, it was, I thought what?
That's high praise.
Well, no, it's a JV game. Okay, he's playing in the JV game. Whatever he does, you cannot make any comment without understanding and respecting that it's it's a JV game.
Sure. So taking that into account, you didn't.
I did okay.
You weren't encouraged.
He did fine. No. But I wasn't discouraged. It was fine. It was about, I'm wondering like you that when it counts, how much we're going to talk about the offense being more like LaFleur wanted to do that they didn't do with Rodgers or whatever. I think that's going to be, the way it's being run, it would have seemed that people could be open or it would make everybody better or why didn't Rodgers do it? I think that I expect that is going to be somewhat of a discussion because this was going to be my question to you. It seems like the offense will be different. Short passes, bootlegs left, not to make it easier for Jordan Love specifically, but because that's what the offense is and was created.
Well, I think it's both, first of all.
Okay.
Right? I think it is to make it easier for Jordan Love, and it's also, as Aaron Rodgers once said, it's idiot-proof. It's designed.
Right. So it's not Jordan Love.
So you don't have to be a great quarterback to be successful in the system.
Right.
And
so
that's
it's
part of the
unfair
appeal.
to Jordan Love to say that it's done for Jordan Love because it wouldn't matter who the quarterback was. LaFleur would be trying to do the same thing.
Right. As long as it's not Aaron Rodgers deciding.
Well, that's what I said. It's going to be the discussion.
Different.
I'm going to defer to you. So how much was that different or what plays were different? Because I think that's going to be a topic throughout the year now.
So I think Matt LaFleur has been very clear. He doesn't want us asking him how it feels to finally run your offense. He thinks that that's a mischaracterization of what's happened around here. It's clearly different. It's no longer the Rodgers, LaFleur, remnants of Mike McCarthy hybrid that they ran with Rodgers and with, frankly, Nathaniel Hackett, whose father was a huge influence on Mike McCarthy. So with Rodgers and Hackett part of the equation, that version of the offense clearly was different than what this looks like, which is a more pure version of it. Now, that said, I thought it was very encouraging what we saw from Jordan Love. I think most people want to be encouraged, and so there's the kind of rooting for him interest in some of this. And Jesse's going to be all excited because he's going to want to make this a sound graph, as Tausch likes to call it. I can't wait for September 10th to get here. Like Tausch joked once upon a time about wanting to fast forward through the season and just get to the playoffs, kind of like with the Bucks after they won a title. Like, let's just get to the playoffs. Well, let's just get to the opener because I want to see real football and real defenses and real pressure of winning and losing a game that counts in the standings. I want to see how Jordan fares in those.
Right, but you understand also that you can't put as much on the early season games as you used to because teams are not ready to play. So the first couple games are even they're not JV games, but they're not. Teams are bad now the first couple games, or can be. Many are. And
certainly
so,
the Packers have been, yes. But I just still, it'll be.
But
more,
I agree with you. Yes.
It'll be such a better judgment on what Jordan Love does or doesn't do in that, because again, I think you should be excited about what you saw, and you should be encouraged, but you should temper that encouragement and enthusiasm with the reality of what those circumstances were, and do the same thing on Saturday when he plays the Patriots here. I am eager for Wednesday and Thursday and the joint practices against Bill Belichick and the Patriots. I really want to see how he fares there, because Jordan Love had an outstanding practice yesterday. Like he was really, really good. 4 touchdowns, no picks. Like he had a very good day. So he stacked on a good 2-series performance in the preseason opener, another good practice. That's good. We'll see what he does inside the Hudson Center today. But Wednesday, Thursday are what I'm really intrigued by in the short term, since I can't fast forward to September 10th. Jesse, what did you think of Jordan Love, or did you fall asleep while you were watching the game?
I actually did slip away for a minute and closed my eyes for 2 minutes or so.
He didn't play long enough for you to fall asleep.
It was in the third quarter. It was Clifford was doing his thing, so I had stepped away for a minute, but then came back, watched the rest. Dog wore me out on Friday. I thought Jordan Love looked good. I said on Friday when I was here with you, Jason, that I wanted it to look easy when Jordan Love and the first-team offense was out there. And for the most part, I thought it looked easy. The touchdown pass to Dobbs looked easy. A lot of that drive outside of the one throw that wasn't very accurate looked easy. That's what I wanted to see. I felt good about the scheme. I felt good about Love. I thought he made a couple of really good throws. I was impressed with what I saw. I felt excited coming away from when he came out of the game. I felt excited about what the season could look like with Jordan Love at starting quarterback.
Almost as excited as you were about Aiden O'Connell and his performance for the Raiders yesterday.
How'd that look? I missed it. Was he good, my guy?
He was very good.
Yeah.
He had a very good day, your guy.
He's going to be big in Vegas.
Homer, what was your biggest negative so we can get the calls?
I don't know. Is it Royce Newman?
The
guy from
because
I like all the guys from Mississippi. Yeah, I think his time may be over.
Hard to believe he started 16 games as a rookie.
I don't know what happened. I'll have to call
my
my Ole Miss expert Terrell Buckley, but and then a couple of missed tackles and stuff like that. But overall, I don't know that there was anything. And I would emphasize, even when it's a JV game, you have the potential to be horrible. Like, the worst thing by far was Clifford's interception pass for a touchdown.
Yeah, I'm eager to. I want to get to these folks that are.
That's how he was, by the way, in college.
Yes,
just horrific plays, and otherwise some pretty good plays, but you can't do the horrific.
Yeah, that's part of the problem. All right, we will get to your positives and negatives coming up. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. You can call or text those in. We will get to your positives.
Can I add one thing, the negative that I'd like to add? The idiots who think Clifford's better than Love.
All right, I'm going to poll that right now. We'll do that in the break, because there is a segment of the fan base. I don't know how large it is. Let's go find out. We will get that poll in the field, and we will see. Will people answer honestly? Your name is not attached to your vote on Twitter, right? No one will know how you voted. So vote. If you're in that group, don't let the fact that Homer just called you an idiot, because Lord knows he's been called an idiot plenty of times.
It's an idiotic opinion. Thanks for the clarification.
We'll get that poll in the field. We'll take your calls and texts next. 844-770-3776 with Uncle Homer as our cousin sub of the day. Cousin subs. We believe in better. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
I'm coming.
Hi, Mark Tauscher. Tausch, you have mosquitoes in here.
It's like an insect zoo right now at my house. Here comes that wasp again. Incoming.
Shoo, you need Pella's 250 series of windows with exclusive hidden screens, protecting you from nature.
Yes, please. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin to the rescue.
Get a 250 series patio door and 8 double-hung windows with hidden screens as low as $188 per month. PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offer ends 8/31/23.
Life's better with an auto policy from American Family Insurance. No matter what dreams you're driving towards. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto coverage at the right price. You'll also save up to 23% when you bundle auto with home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
2023 is a very special year for Goodman's Jewelers. We're celebrating 90 years of serving the greater Madison area. John Hayes for Goodman's Jewelers. Needless to say, that's a long time and a lot of great memories working with you, our customers. During these 9 decades, we've never deviated from our pledge to you, which is earning your trust, delivering top-notch service and a selection that's second to none. Discover firsthand why Goodman's Jewelers is truly a destination worth reaching. 220 State Street, goodmansjewelers.com.
The best is at Goodman's.
Life has its moments, times to remember and share. Make the most of those special occasions by visiting Goodman's Jewelers at 220 State Street. John Hayes from Goodman's Jewelers. We're here to help you make that perfect selection for your memorable moment. When you think of diamonds, you hear about color, cut, clarity, and carat weight. We can help you understand that, but we're equally concerned with earning your trust with the quality of our selection and our service. GoodmansJewelers.com, in the heart of downtown Madison. Truly a destination worth reaching.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Hey, it's Alex Strofe, and high school football is back. Join us for the season kickoff this Thursday as Sun Prairie West travels to Madison East. Join me and Dennis Semrau beginning at 6:30 right here on 100.5 ESPN and streaming live video on Wisconsin On Demand.
Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania is also brought to you by Canopy Wealth Management, UW Credit Union, Stoughton Trailers, the GRB Academy, and Stoughton Health.
Those are the familiar sounds of Pasquale's Cantina and their relaxing patio. It's the kind of place you can sit back, enjoy the conversation, warm weather, and drink one of our specialty margaritas, like the Blue Diamond Margarita, featuring Maestro de Bell tequila, blue curacao, and fresh lemon and lime juice. You'll think you're sitting on South Beach, Miami. That's the vibe from Pasquale's Patio. Now serving relaxation and enjoyment, Middleton and Verona, bringing the flavors of the Southwest to the Midwest. Pasquale's Cantina.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do, do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
We tend not to think about right now, but right now in front of us is victory over cancer. Right now, cancer research funded by the V Foundation is leading to better treatments and saving lives. When you give to the V Foundation, 100% of your donation goes directly to game-changing cancer research. Victory over cancer is there for the taking. By you. Donate at V.org. Because today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
To decide that the things that I tried were in my life just to get high on. When I sit alone, come get a little known, but I need more than myself this time. Step from the road to the sea to the sky, and I do believe that we rely on.
Today's Wilde and Tausch Twitter poll is this. Some in the Packers fan base, I don't know how many, believe there should be a quarterback controversy because of Sean Clifford. Who do you think should be QB1? Parentheses, don't let at ESPN Homer calling Clifford should start folks an idiot influence you. Your choices, Jordan Love, duh, or Sean Clifford.
Seems like you're trying to skew the vote a little bit there based on the don't let ESPN and Homer influence you.
I want to be clear. I'm not very bold on this show, but I don't think Homer needed to take back his initial phrasing. I think if you think Sean Clifford, after throwing a pair of interceptions, yes, he had some terrific plays. He deserves praise for that. But if you think Sean Clifford should be starting over Jordan Love, you are an idiot. I don't know how else to put it. Or
no, the opinion is idiotic. You are not an idiot. Tony Smith does this all the time. He just makes my opinions a little bit better. I don't know that you're an idiot, but this is an idiotic opinion.
No, this time I tend to
one
I tend
opinion
to be
can
reluctant.
turn you into an idiot. Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, either that, or there you have other reasons for feeling that way. But like, if you take his body of work, look, he is. I don't want to run Sean Clifford down here. Like, he has been a very pleasant surprise to me, knowing his college career and the ups and downs that he experienced at Penn State. I think he's had a really good camp, and I feel much better about him being the number 2 quarterback today than I felt when they were steadfastly refusing to bring in a veteran option throughout the offseason. Maybe he can do it. But again, after one game in which Jordan Love played 2 series and I thought played well, and Sean Clifford played 47 snaps or whatever he did. Now Jesse, speaking of idiots, the position on Alex Magoo has clearly made itself clear to you, yes?
Yeah, that was he barely played.
Not your finest moment.
He barely played. That was
well, you warned
he
me
handed off beautifully.
Yeah, that was the Sean Clifford show on Friday night. That was Alex Magoo. Thanks for coming to camp. Appreciate your participation.
So, and look, they might put him on the practice squad and let him be the 3rd quarterback. You're allowed to do that now and have that as an option, so you don't have a situation like the 49ers had with Brock Purdy. But my point is this. You can be encouraged and impressed and surprised by Sean Clifford, but do you really why it's so hard to just say he's had a good camp or he had some really good plays on Friday night? Why do you have to make the leap all the way to, well, there should be a quarterback controversy?
Well, it means they don't like Jordan Love.
It's just as good. Right. That's got to be it, right? For whatever reason they don't like him.
Yeah. So anybody shows anything.
All right. Well, I'm leaving the duh in there because I think this is a stupid opinion. And I respect you if you still vote for Sean Clifford in the poll that we're putting in the field right now. Let's get to a call, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. Your positives and your negatives from the Packers win in Cincinnati on Friday night. Let's go to Mike in Texas. Mike, good morning. Welcome to Wilde and Tausch. How are you, buddy?
Good morning. Thanks. And thanks for reading my tweet. That was my comment. So my positive is Jordan Love played way better than I expected. He impressed me. And I think the reason why a lot of fans were saying, like, comparing Clifford to Favre, and I think is when Clifford made that wow throw into triple coverage, and I literally backed it up to see it because I was just like, wow, I couldn't believe that he did that. And I think that's what people were kind of like harping on, is like, man, that was amazing. So thinking he should be the starter. So my negative is basically the fans thinking Clifford should be the starter.
Well, look, I get it. He's got some Favre to him, right? And people love Favre. His recent missteps notwithstanding, there's still people that really like him. But I feel like if you go so far as to think that Clifford would be a better option or that there should be a flat-out competition between these two, I'm curious if that's just fueled by the fact that you don't like Jordan Love. Because I don't know how you watched what Jordan Love did in that game and feel like that was a positive step forward. I mean, I just don't get it. 844-770-3776. Thanks for the call, Mike. Jesse, what do you got from text messages so far on this? because I'm putting the poll in the field right now.
Here's one that fans watching on the video stream are seeing right now from Erica and Milwaukee. I thought Clifford looked better because his throws looked like they had more power behind them, and if he wouldn't have thrown 2 picks, Homer may agree. Homer, would you agree if he didn't have the interceptions?
Yeah, and if I had hair, I wouldn't be bald. What the hell? What do you mean? Yes, but that's huge. You can't not put that as part of it. So, like, how was he without those 2 interceptions? No, you can't do that. Right?
Yeah, look, the pick 6 one was obviously a problem. He was hit as he threw. So, again, if I feel like you can make excuses whether you're a Jordan Love guy or a Sean Clifford guy, whatever you are on this panel, and I'm neither one of those. I'm watching them as they emerge and as they improve or as they make mistakes. You can spin it however you want. Oh, well, he was getting hit on the pick 6. And the other interception was wrestled away from Tucker Kraft on that pass over the middle. So, sure, you can say that too. I can't imagine going so far as to believe that this is a guy that should be competing for the starting job. I don't get it. If he comes out on Saturday and lights up the Patriots and Jordan Love struggles, we can revisit this and I can apologize and say, well, maybe I was too quick to have an opinion, which rarely happens on this show. But just so you know, so far in the poll, we have 66 votes in. Who do you think should be QB1? Don't let ESPN Homer calling Clifford should start folks an idiot influence you. Jordan Love, 98.5%. Sean Clifford, 1.5%.
It's a canyon.
That's a record. I think the record is 90. For us, the record is 96% on do you like Giannis?
So it's still early. The numbers could change. I would be very curious to know if you voted Sean Clifford. I'd love for you to state your case. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776.
His most impressive passes were more impressive than Jordan Love's most impressive passes.
Okay, that's it.
But he was doing it against fourth-string guys that aren't going to be on the Cincinnati Bengals. Like, that's what I thought this would be the conversation.
Jordan Love.
I thought this was the conversation we'd be having about Magoo and Clifford, not Clifford and Love after preseason game number 1. He was doing this in the 3rd and 4th quarter against a bunch of guys who won't be on the team. Like, it didn't count. Like, I didn't think he even looked that good in a lot of it. And now we're saying because he was 20 for 26 and he had one nice touchdown pass that, like, he should be competing for the, like, this can't be a real thing. And 98% of fans early on saying that it's not a real thing makes me feel good about where we're at.
Yes, I'm really hopeful. I would love for this to end up 99% to 1% or less than 1%. That would restore my faith in humanity. But I'm telling you, I got Facebook messages. Like, people were messaging me on Facebook. Like, my professional Facebook page had a bunch of emails saying, why aren't you talking more about how Clifford should be competing for the starting job with Love? It should be an open competition. Or he looked better than Love. Maybe it's just the Facebook crowd. Maybe we should have pulled this on Facebook, and he'd be faring better than 99% now to 1%.
That's good.
That makes me happy. Yes.
Makes me happy, yeah.
Restoring my faith in Packers humanity. We will continue to take your positives and negatives. We'll get to some via the social media channels next with Uncle Homer as our cousin sub of the day. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. ESPN Wisconsin's own Mark Tauscher has been named the radio color analyst for the Badger Radio Network. Tauscher will join legendary broadcaster Matt LePay for all 12 of Wisconsin football's regular season games this fall, and was welcomed to the staff by head coach Luke Fickell, who poked a little fun at Tausch's expense.
Tausch, congratulations. We're excited to have you. I've been trying to look up some things on you. I know I played against Mac in '96. I think I heard you were on that team, but don't really remember seeing you in the game. But hopefully you're more memorable on the air than you were when I played against you.
Badger Minutes on ESPN Wisconsin are brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule an appointment online today at PellaWI.com.
The 2023 season is underway and Fun for All is back with the Forward Madison FC Family Special on sale now. Bring the family to exciting professional soccer at Breeze Stevens Field. Enjoy a ticket, Pepsi product, sandwich, and a Forward Madison scarf for just $21. Forward Madison has fun for the whole family. Enjoy Lionella Vessi, the team's dairy cow, our new kids zone, and more at every Forward Madison match. For tickets, go to forwardmadisonfc.com. Forward Madison, fun for all.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison, home of the Big Win and Madison Casino Guru, is transforming guests into winners. Making an ordinary day into a big win day is easy with a 95% average payout. And with over 140 daily jackpots, the number of people winning has never been bigger. So what are you waiting for? Escape to Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison for your next big win.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Zimbrick Chevrolet.
When was the last time you had your oil changed or your tires rotated? Do you need new tires, a battery, perhaps some windshield wipers? Zimbrick Chevrolet Service Center is equipped to help you with routine maintenance, major repairs, and everything in between. Get your free battery inspection coupon and schedule an appointment today at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Don't overpay. Shop Zimbrick Chevrolet on Main Street in Sun Prairie.
Main Street, Sun Prairie. Zimbrick Chevrolet.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm Vice President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Like, share, and follow ESPN Madison everywhere. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok for more great content from ESPN Madison. This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
All right, we're up to 304 votes. And Sean Clifford is closing the gap. When it was 99% to 1%, That meant there were like 2 people out of 200 that had said Clifford. Now we're up to 4.6%, and he's rising.
Same neighborhood, bigger house.
Good for him. Yeah, that's great.
Look, I just want to be clear. I like Sean Clifford. I am a
What do you have to be clear about? You don't have to be clear about anything.
Well, I did call people idiots for saying this. So,
and you haven't changed. You still think they're idiots.
I do.
Okay.
But I don't want that to be a reflection of how I feel about Sean Clifford. He has surprised me because I saw enough of him in college, because he was in college for like 8 years at Penn State, that I knew he had talent, but I also know that he had a rocky, to say the least, tenure as the Nittany Lions starting quarterback. On the bright side, he held off Will Levis, who transferred because he couldn't beat out Sean Clifford, and was drafted 3 rounds earlier than Sean Clifford. At the same time, like, he was getting booed, like, going into the Rose Bowl, which they won, by the way. So I get it. He was up and down, and he was up and down in the game on Friday night. But I found myself fascinated that there was a segment of the fan base, and again, anecdotal. So that's why we did the poll. Believe me, don't misinterpret this. This is not me advocating for Sean Clifford to be the starting quarterback, but I feel better about him as the backup than I did a month ago.
I don't. No. He's not the worst backup quarterback ever, which I stated because clearly people put it on.
No, you feel better too.
No, I don't. I went too far on that
tiny
statement.
Amounts.
No, okay. None. No amounts.
You went too far out of statements?
Yeah. I learned it the first time ever. Yeah, everybody, it happens. It's what I call
it's the first
unique.
Time for everything. Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
But no, I don't. I don't want him as the backup. But it's clear that's the guy. He's the guy.
As much as you two both were pushing the Alex Magoo narrative.
I still am.
I still
want to see him play. And you helped me and said, Homer, move on. He ain't playing in the game. And you were 100% correct. Is he going to play in any of the preseason games? I'm not sure. I think they want to get Clifford all the time because he's the backup.
Well, because he's competing for the starting job.
They actually did Danny Etling
Jesse,
a favor by releasing him because they knew that Magoo wouldn't play at all.
Well, are we right, Magoo? I mean, I'm asking you because I think it's possible. If you're committed to him as the backup, he should play all the time. But
so Matt LaFleur was just at the podium moments ago. I'm not sure how much of the conversation was about the quarterback rotation. He had said that he said yesterday or after the game, I can't remember which, that we'll see how the 2 practices with the Patriots go. That'll dictate how much Love plays. Love is going to play some more in the preseason, whether it's against the Patriots on Saturday or the following week against Seattle.
But very
I would
little.
think if they limit the level of how much playing time Love gets, that should free up more playing time for Alex Magoo. I don't think Alex Magoo will be the designated hander offer like he was on Friday night in the next 2 games. I think they want to get a look at him. I think they want to get a genuine look at him because they're going to want a third quarterback. And if it's not him, they want to be able to pick someone up from, that gets released elsewhere. So again, I don't know how much he'll play this week, but I would anticipate that he will get some opportunities, and deservedly so. Because as much as I crushed Jesse the other day, they do need to see him because they do need a third quarterback. A text from Jane in Wanakee. Look what happened to Zach Wilson when they threw him into the starting lineup without proper training. With all the time invested in Love, starting Clifford is absurd. Yeah, that's what we're trying to illustrate here. And I'm a little disappointed that some people on social media, I know this is hard to believe, we're not doing this to grab attention. Like, I got news for you. I don't do stuff on social media because I don't really want attention. I want to see how many people are stupid enough to be arguing this. That's what I wanted to know. That's it. Simple as that. That's all. So take a deep breath. 844-770-3776 if you want to chime in. We'll get to some of your responses on social media to kick off the 10 o'clock hour. I'm going to get ready to go to practice as well. That's also on the to-do list for today. But 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. I got a few things on my to-do list today. We are going to Pink tonight. The girls, Paula and the girls are extremely excited. I'm looking forward to it as well. But before we can go down there, I have to make a stop at Fleet Farm because we're out of dog food. Fleet Farm is the place to do that and get gas. You save 4 cents off on your gas as well when you make a purchase in store. All kinds of great things going on. And if you live in Muskego and you haven't experienced the fun that Fleet Farm is as a place to shop, well, they're hiring, first of all, for their brand new Muskego store, so you can join their team. Maybe George is looking for a little bit of something to do in his retirement at age 75. Uh-huh. You'll enjoy a 20% team member discount for you and your family, so Jesse will be thrilled with that. Plus, you'll start getting paid immediately when you're hired, so stop in for open interviews all day, every day. They've also got their Balloon Pop event coming this Saturday, August 19th, at participating locations. Don't miss your chance to save up to 100% off your in-store purchase. So visit fleetfarm.com for details on that. Find everything you need for your everyday life at Fleet Farm, proudly serving the Midwest since 1955. The 10 o'clock hour kicks off in 2 minutes, so stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Hey, this is Craig Karmazin. Join Kyle Wallace and me every Sunday morning for Sunday Karma on a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson, Sports Center, brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the Diamond Store of Madison for generations. Check them out at 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. Preseason game number 1 in the books for the Green Bay Packers, and the Jordan Love era underway. Love threw a touchdown pass, went 7 for 10 for 46 yards in the Packers' 36-19 win over the Bengals on Friday night in Cincinnati. Yesterday, following practice up in Green Bay, head coach Matt LaFleur saying he's liked what he's seen from Jordan Love this week.
All in all, I was really impressed by just how he handled himself out there. He looked confident, looked like he was in total control. It's a good first step for him, and we got to build on it this week.
Well, that's good, because confidence is what everyone was talking about all season long. Check out plenty more. ESPN Packers reporter Rob Domowski has it covered at ESPNWisconsin.com, reacting to that preseason opener. Packers back at practice today up in Green Bay, indoors at the Hudson Center. Jason Wilde hosting Wilde and Tausch live from the sidelines of Packers training camp practice coming up at 10:30 this morning. Baseball, Brewers sweep the White Sox. They're off today before the road trip continues in L.A. against the Dodgers.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Just climbing this rope right here. And if there's a man upstairs, he kept bringing me rain. But I've been sending up prayers and something's changed. I think I finally found my
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. Practice will begin at 10:30 inside the Hudson Center. I'll be headed down there for that. Homer and Jesse will man the fort.
What?
While I work my way through the rain. Yeah, what do you mean, what?
I didn't get that in the memo. I'm just here.
Well, it's just for
Robin. It's not. Oh, you're going to come back on?
It's just. Well, yeah. Then I do.
Okay.
I thought you listened to the show every day.
I do, but I didn't know
You
that
don't know what
you
we
do that.
do here?
Hold on. Inside the Hudson Center, when you're there at practice, most of the times when you continue doing it, you're outside.
It's outside.
Right? Right. I was
Yes,
concerned
this
that
is-
inside at the Hudson you can't be as loud, or people can hear your voice, or I didn't.
I'll probably take my golf announcer's
He'll be
voice.
nancing it.
Jordan
Okay,
Love,
all right.
drop-
All right.
drop it
I
back to
overreacted.
throw.
I thought maybe you weren't going to be.
Oh, you overreacted. Also, the
Yeah.
first time I've ever heard of that.
I'm not doing this show to be the guy in charge. No. I thought maybe I'd have to be because you wouldn't be able to do what you like to do or how
No.
you like to do it inside the
15
tonight. We
minutes.
can move on.
We
Never
get to
mind.
play
15
trivia
minutes, I
next
walked
segment
down
together,
there.
Homer. That'll be fun.
Fine. Good.
See, there you
move
go.
on. Sorry, move on. Distraction
All right.
not needed. Let's go.
All right, so I'll be at practice, which starts at 10:30. I'm a little worried since it's inside the Hudson Center. I might be standing outside with an umbrella because they may keep us out for the first portion because a lot of times they don't come out to Ray Nitschke Field until they've done some stuff inside first. So I'm hoping that I won't be hearing the pitter-patter of rain on my window pane from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and on my umbrella. By the way, the commissioner is here. I don't know if I neglected to mention that. I'm hoping to see him at practice. I haven't seen Raj in quite a while. I'd like to say hello. But
Yeah,
he's
ask
here
him when he's
talking
gonna
about the
change the
2025
kickoff.
draft.
How soon they're going to do that? They might do that next year.
I will, after I say hello to him, that'll be the first thing I ask him. All right, so it won't. That's true. And you knew I wasn't really saying that truthfully. A couple of tweets I wanted to get to on this Clifford thing. Jesse, we'll get to positives and negatives a little bit later.
You're more amused
in
by
the program.
This Clifford thing is such a waste of time.
No, wait a minute. I object. Jason is amused by
I
this. And this is
strenuously
way
object.
more than anything that occurred in a JV game.
There's 4% of Packers fans who think Sean Clifford looks better than Jordan Love after one game against the fifth-string Bengals, who won't be on the team in a couple of weeks. And oh my goodness.
But I think it's all right. Let me be clear. I am fascinated by the human condition and the way people's brains work. Okay? This intrigues me. I am amused, but I'm also intrigued and fascinated. And Josh tweeted in, not Josh DiMaggio, although we love Josh, Josh Wood on Twitter. To be clear, I voted for Love. But I think that people are drawn to the Favreism that Clifford showed. As consistently great as Rodgers is and was, I think there is a segment of the fan base that misses the week-to-week emotional roller coaster brought about by Favre's style of play. I think that's an outstanding observation. Because when I say he's got some Favre to him, that's not entirely a compliment. You know, remember there was like a parody of one of his commercials for Wrangler jeans way back in the day, and the actor says, "Tommy, completions are way more fun when you throw them through triple coverage." Yes, that was Favre. And people loved that. Now, I still don't think that they loved interceptions at crucial times in playoff games, but they loved that. They loved to ride the roller coaster. So I think Josh is right.
In the end, the Packers won. You're not going to win with Big Red Dog.
They won. They won on Friday night too. Leonardo, Clifford is the better quarterback. That's not a bold take, although the poll results here would have you think otherwise. Not only did he vote for Clifford, he chimed in to back his opinion.
He doubled down, baby.
The Packers
Jason,
outsider
I do have
who
a question
has...
for you. I have a question for you.
Sure. Yes, I'm here to answer it.
All right. I think that you cannot give an opinion credibility until it gets a certain percentage on Twitter. And that would prevent
you're
discussions.
Mr. Twitter.
Yeah, But I mean, I don't.
So what percentage is that? 4.3% is insufficient?
No, it's way more than that. It's somewhere between 10 and 15%. I would not have given the quote that was made about Clifford any attention other than to say, I think this person's crazy, but we're going to do a poll. This is why I'm asking you, if it gets to 10 or 15, there's a certain percentage in which the opinion gets some degree of credibility. Otherwise, it's just crazy people on Twitter who are given way more attention than they deserve. But I will defer to you. Is it 10? Is it 15? It's got to be at least 10. Otherwise, you are making people think they can get away with crap and get attention.
Is it possible that the folks that would vote for Sean Clifford aren't on Twitter also? Like maybe an older crowd would vote for him that loved Favre or just loved the way he looks or whatever it might be. Like I think 4.3% is not statistically insignificant. I think
5% of people don't know who's on a $1 bill.
I also think it's possible that there are folks that don't want to actually, even though your name is not attached to your vote. I do think there's probably a few people that can't bring themselves, even though they kind of feel this way. And maybe it was the Jordan Love ... option that deterred them, or don't let ESPN Homer calling Clifford should start folks an idiot influence you. Maybe.
So your
those
percent
are
is
causing
5%, not 10 or 15?
I think I find myself thinking that maybe if it's 4.1% now out of 615 votes, with a what do they call that when you do a poll? A margin for error, plus minus.
Yeah,
I'm going to say it's plus minus 4%. Okay. So it might be as high as 8%.
Mm.
I don't think it's as low as 0%, though. I mean, these folks are clearly voting for him. All right, we can move on from this. There are a few other social media responses, Jesse, that I know you wanted to get to. One of the things that I thought was interesting was Dr. Adams on Twitter said the biggest positive was not having bitter, beer-faced Rodgers around. Nice to see young guys encouraging each other and the quarterback not having tantrums. So there's the crowd that doesn't think Love is good enough and they like Sean Clifford. There's also the crowd that's just so happy that Aaron Rodgers is gone that anybody playing quarterback is an improvement over him because they were sick of his deal. I always find myself asking, how are all these folks that are feeling this way going to feel when things struggle when the games start to count? And that's why I want to fast forward to September 10th. That's why I want to get there as soon as possible. I'm looking forward to the Patriots being here this week. I'm looking forward to the other two preseason games. But I really, really want to get to the games that count. And as Homer pointed out, with the way the offseason and the way the preseason are, I don't think teams that maybe look good in week 1 will still look good in week 13, 14, 15. That's part of it. But
I do have one question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've said these are JVs, and it's my belief that the teams and coaches feel that way, and that these practices are way more important, or more important than the preseason games. But I'm curious for you to ask the people, players,
totally
coaches, and to find out if they actually think the same as well. Because that's what would be
I think it's far more important for the frontline players who are going to play in the games. I think the preseason games are far more important for the guys trying to make roster spot 45 through 53, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I think for the Jordan Loves and the first string, being able to run your actual stuff as opposed to the watered-down vanilla offense and defensive schemes that you run in preseason games because the film is available to all 32 teams of those. I think that stuff's important for the young players that are trying to make the team. I think, Emmanuel Wilson having a touchdown run, that 2 touchdowns, helps his cause. I still think he's probably not going to be anywhere higher than a practice squad spot because he's got to learn how to play special teams. He's got to learn how to pass protect. I think for the guys that are going to be playing on Sunday, September 10th, Wednesday and Thursday's practices are enormous because Bill Belichick's not going to hold back on what he runs defensively against Jordan Love. Jordan Love, by all accounts, I wasn't in Cincinnati. Jordan Love had a good day in Cincinnati in the joint practice. And then he had a good game. And then he had a good practice yesterday. His momentum is building in a positive direction. Whether or not that carries all the way into a game that counts in the standings, we'll have to wait and see. But if he can do that on Wednesday and Thursday against Belichick and this defense, which was a pretty good defense against the pass a year ago, that'll be another really good step forward. So, yes, I think these practices mean a heck of a lot more. And it's why, as we've talked about before on your show.
Right. So when you give us an analysis of the practice on the 16th and the practice on the 17th, that's way more important than anything we see and may observe in the preseason game.
Yes, I think so. Now, there's still value to those snaps for Jordan Love in the preseason game because it's still a real game and you can get hurt, you can get hit and hurt, all those types of things. But for me, having the opposing defensive coordinator blitz you, disguise coverages, all the kinds of things that they're not doing in a preseason game, that gives you a much better barometer for how you've developed to that point. That would be my
There's
view.
no way I'm playing him in the game. None. Zero.
At all.
At all. Zero. He's got 2 practices with New England. Done. He's not playing. No point to him to play. All he can do is get hurt. The best workout he's getting is with the other in the 2 practices. If there was 1 practice, maybe. You got 2. Done. What's the point of him playing in the preseason game? I'm open. But I don't think there's
again, I'm the risk averse guy. The point is, if you can scheme up some easy throws and give him some success, that it still builds his confidence. I'm sure he felt like if the safety doesn't make a great play on the deep ball to Christian Watson, I'm guessing that's another feather in Jordan Love's kind of confidence cap, right? They make a big play. Those kinds of things matter for a young guy who's trying to build toward being ready for the opener. But do I think that kind of stuff is that juice is worth the squeeze of putting him at risk? I do not. But obviously the Packers, Matt LaFleur said he's playing more in the preseason, whether it's this Saturday or against Seattle. So they see some value, however much that is. All right, we need to play some trivia while I head down to practice. Jesse, what is today's category, and what caller would you and Homer like?
It is the weekend recap, sports weekend recap, other things going on besides the Green Bay Packers playing over the weekend. Homer, do you have your trivia questions in front of you, or are you going to play along like Tausch does on Wisconsin Geography Wednesdays?
Were they sent to me on my email or something?
Yeah, okay. You'll play along like Tausch.
No, I'll look it up. I can find them. It's not that hard.
Yes, I sent them over last night.
All right,
so
okay.
You'll ask
an email that's called Show Sheets.
Yep. It's him and Tausch, both in the same realm there. Homer, you pick what caller number we should take for trivia today.
Caller number 4.
Easy enough. Love it.
Yep.
Because Sean Clifford reminds you of Brett Favre. Caller 4, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. Caller 4 right now for Wilde and Tausch Trivia. Homer and Jesse will play. I'll head down to practice, and we'll pick things up from the Hudson Center after that. It's Wilde and Tausch with Homer as our cousin sub of the day.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
Grassland Dairy is built by tradition right here in Wisconsin and sustained by innovation. Since 1904, the Wheatrick family has worked with hundreds of dairy farmers to consistently produce the highest quality dairy products. Grassland's commitment to quality starts with the way their dairy farmers care for their cows and carries through every step of their innovative processing and delivery. They are proud to offer a wide range of reliable and nutritious dairy ingredients. Grassland Dairy is family owned in Wisconsin and has been crafting butter for 5 generations.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
LabCorp Clinical Trials is changing to a new name, Fortrea. While the name may be different, Fortrea combines decades of great experience and professionalism with new opportunities for clinical trial participation. It's more than a mission and more than a new name. Fortrea is dedicated to moving healthcare forward. To learn more about the future of healthcare and upcoming clinical trials, visit us at FortreaClinicalTrials.com. That's FORTREA clinicaltrials.com.
We tend not to think about right now, but right now in front of us is victory over cancer. Right now, cancer research funded by the V Foundation is leading to better treatments and saving lives. When you give to the V Foundation, 100% of your donation goes directly to game-changing cancer research. Victory over cancer is there for the taking by you. Donate at V.org, because today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
If you're looking to purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Honda, buy local. Shop Zimbrick Honda. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Oil changes, brakes, alignments, and warranties. Honda's certified technicians handle it all. And if you need new tires, buy 3 and get the 4th for just $1 when they mount and balance them for you. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
The GRB Rays have established themselves as one of the top baseball programs in the Midwest and the country. GRB is hosting its annual Top Prospect Camp on Saturday, October 7th. Position players, pitchers, and catchers can showcase their skills for over 40 college coaches scheduled to attend. Registration is open to all players in the 2024 to 27 graduating years, and spots are available on a first-come, first-served basis. Sign up today at grbacademy.com. That's grbacademy.com. Rays Baseball, raise your game.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed. Oh, yeah? Yeah, he's starting with the woots. Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
And if you want me, girl, you got me. There's nothing I know I wouldn't do just to get up next to you.
Wilde and Tausch back with you. Jesse and
trivia
Homer
stuff. That's easy. Why
yeah. Well, I'm glad you got it, Homer. Like
Yeah.
that. Sometimes when we have all of our special guest cousin subs of the day roll through, I send out our trivia questions for everybody to ask, and sometimes people have a tough time tracking them down. And it's not even really the cousin subs of the day. Sometimes it's Tausch who says, I don't know how to log into my email today. I'm just going to play along. Or, I asked a lot of questions yesterday, so I'm not going to do it today.
Wow.
So that's just a point of clarification that we make every now and then. But I'm glad that you found them. I'm glad you tracked them down so we can play Wilde and Tausch trivia as Jason gets set up at Packers training camp practice today in the Hudson Center because it's raining. Let's welcome in today's contestant. It is Jerry in the Prairie. Jerry in Prairie du Sac. Welcome to Wilde and Tausch trivia. How you doing, Jerry?
Doing good. Thanks, guys.
You don't think Sean Clifford should be the starting quarterback, do you?
Nope, not yet.
Yeah, not yet. Well done.
That does not garner you an entry into the drawing on Friday for an ESPN Wisconsin prize pack. But nonetheless, Jerry, question 1 coming your way, courtesy of Homer.
Which opponent did the Brewers sweep over the weekend? The Chicago White Sox, the
Chicago White
Cubs?
Sox.
Please let me finish, because the attempt is always with the third one to be different. The Chicago White Sox, the Chicago Cubs, or the Chicago Fibs? No, Dogs. And your guess again, the White Sox is the correct answer, yes.
Nice sweep for the Brewers.
Impressive, some close games, and yes, they're up 3.5 now, I believe, on both the Cubs and Cincinnati.
They going to win the division, Homer? You got that locked in
yet? Yes, I've said that. Yes, I said for some. They have a great manager who is spectacular over 162 games and never overreacting, and he's convinced the players. And when they have those horrific losses, and they've had some, they always bounce back because he never overreacts. Either way, good or bad, and that's what you need for 162.
Jerry, you agree? You're a Brewers guy, right?
Well said, Homer. I agree.
There it is. All right, Jerry. Question number 2. Which of these scores, more common in football than baseball, was the final score of an Atlanta Braves-New York Mets game played on Saturday? My buddy Corey was visiting. He's a Braves fan. He was loving this. Was the score of that game 14-0, 21-3, or 28-10?
What was the second one?
Yeah, I'll give them all one more time here. So Braves beat the Mets. What was the score? 14-0, 21-3, or 28-10?
I didn't pay attention to the Braves. I'll just go with A.
14-0 is the guess.
That is a smart guess.
Yeah. 21-3.
And they played a
Holy
doubleheader,
moly.
and I think the total for the two games was like 28-3.
Yeah, they won the second game 6-0. It was 27-3 in the two games.
That was the proper guess. 21-3 is.
It's insane.
So it is Atlanta, and they can score a million runs.
All right, there goes the perfect week. But, Jerry, let's bounce back with question 3 from Homer.
In addition to Dwayne Wade and other all-time greats, which one of these active NBA head coaches was also inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame over the weekend? Greg Popovich, Doc Rivers, or Steve Kerr? Which of those three was inducted also this weekend in the Basketball Hall of Fame? Greg Popovich, Doc Rivers, or Steve Kerr?
Oh, this is going to be a total guess, too. Let's go with Popovich.
Good guess that time.
Yep.
All right.
The other two are certain to go in as well, just not yet.
Jerry, you got 2 of the 3 questions correct, which means you have 3 of the possible 4 entries for the drawing, which takes place on Friday for an ESPN Wisconsin prize pack. Thanks for playing. Thanks for tuning in, Jerry.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Jerry in Prairie du Sac.
Greg Popovich also had one of the longest speeches, I believe, ever in the history of the basketball.
That's not
I'm
surprising.
not sure it's over yet.
How long did you watch everything, Homer? Because I know Dwayne Wade went in and you were invited and didn't go and the whole thing there.
I did not go. Dwayne Wade was special, but the best by far was Tony Parker. He was the first one. It was very good. It was very funny. He had a line. I should wait till Jason's back, but I want to tell you that I thought was great. He said, if you have a dream and you give it to someone and tell someone and they don't laugh, your dream's not big enough. And I thought, that is awesome. And then he went and said, that was the case with mine. People laughed. I don't know if he said he'd be in the Hall of Fame or whatever. And he said, guess who's laughing now? But that line, if you have a dream and you tell it to someone and they don't laugh, you got to dream even bigger. I'll remember that. But
that is good.
Yes. There's more stuff. He had, it was hilarious and good. And they saved Wade till last. He was last, and he was very good as well.
Yeah, it was pretty cool with his dad and everything. That was awesome.
Yes, yes.
Congrats, Dwayne Wade. Congrats, Tony Parker, Greg Popovich, and everyone else who went into the Basketball Hall of Fame over the weekend. Jason Wilde hosting the show from the sidelines of the Hudson Center and Packers training camp practice, plus positives and negatives coming up from the Friday night preseason opener that the Packers won 36-19 over the Cincinnati Bengals. That's all straight ahead after Mark Tauscher pops in to tell us about the cold, refreshing taste of Coors Light. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Mark Tauscher here, and if I'm not hosting Wilde and Tausch, odds are I'm out enjoying a cold, refreshing Coors Light. Whether you're celebrating a big win or you just need a moment to chill, crack open a Rocky Mountain cold Coors Light. Coors Light, it is brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged, so it's actually made to chill. The mountains, oh, those mountains, on Coors Light's cold activated bottles and cans turn blue. That's when you know it's chilled to perfection, which, besides the refreshing taste, is my favorite thing about drinking Coors Light. Refreshingly cold and only 102 calories, Coors Light is made to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
If you're looking to purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Honda, buy local. Shop Zimbrick Honda. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Oil changes, brakes, alignments, and warranties. Honda's certified technicians handle it all. And if you need new tires, buy 3 and get the 4th for just $1 when they mount and balance them for you. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Gold medalist Matt Hamilton, judgmental Jim Rutledge, and Hamilton.
The season is not make or break on Jordan Love being good or not. It's make or break on finding out what Jordan Love is. It doesn't matter if Jordan Love is good or bad, because at the end of the day, we need to know, is he the guy going forward or not?
Rutledge and Hamilton, with Jim Rutledge and Matt Hamilton, presented by Coors Light, weekdays 2 to 4 on 100.5 ESPN.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
I'm coming!
Hi, Mark Tauscher. Tausch, you have mosquitoes in here.
It's like an insect zoo right now at my house. Here comes that wasp again. Incoming!
Shoo, you need Pella's 250 series of windows with exclusive hidden screens, protecting you from nature.
Yes, please. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin to the rescue.
Get a 250 series patio door and 8 double-hung windows with hidden screens as low as $188 per month. PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offer ends 8/31/23.
John Hayes for Goodman's Jewelers. Help us celebrate 90 years in business by visiting us at 220 State Street. We've been a part of a lot of great moments, and we want to add to those special occasions. Our staff is here to help you make that perfect selection for your memorable moment. Come see firsthand why Goodman's Jewelers has withstood the test of time and why we're truly a destination worth reaching. Goodman's Jewelers, the Diamond Store of Madison, and a whole lot more. Goodman'sJewelers.com.
The best is at Goodman's.
What does it take to make a diamond? Extreme heat and pressure and about 1 billion years. But you can't wait that long. What do? You go to Goodman's Jewelers. I'm John Hayes from Goodman's Jewelers. There's a reason we are the Diamond Store of Madison. Since 1933, we provided outstanding service and selection to our customers, and that in turn has helped to establish countless great memories through the years. Goodman'sJewelers.com, located at 220 State Street, truly a destination worth reaching.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
In Wisconsin, making memories together is for everyone, whatever your ability. So here's to soaking up surf culture right here on Wisconsin's Fresh Coast. To making time for stargazing as a family. And to imaginations clear for takeoff. Here's to festies with besties. And singing along to your favorite song. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Start your summer getaway at travelwisconsin.com. Sponsored by Travel Wisconsin.
Hey, this is Craig Karmazin, founder of Good Karma Brands. Join Kyle Wallace and me every Sunday morning from 10 to noon for Sunday Karma here on 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Practice is underway inside the Don Hudson Center. Looking for the commissioner. I don't see him yet, but there were rumors that Roger Goodell would at least attend a portion of today's practice. Right now they're doing some special teams work, so we'll get into the thick of practice here soon. In the interim, how did trivia go?
Wonderful. Jerry in the Prairie had 3 out of 4 entries. He got 2 of 3 correct. Didn't know that the Braves beat the Mets 21-3 on Saturday, but besides that, he nailed it.
I thought Matt LaFleur was going to run down to practice. He and I were both walking, and then he started jogging, and then somebody picked him up, but nobody picked me up, even though it was raining. All right. I know you want to get to some take it to the bank, but hopefully.
No, I have a question for you first.
I'm here to answer that for you, yeah.
Okay. Someone had a great question about the arm strength, and they've talked about Jordan Love having a strong arm, and I said, and they said, I don't know, looks to me like Clifford has a much stronger arm than Jordan Love, and I would say, yeah. Based on what I've seen, I would agree, but I'll ask Jason.
I don't think that's true. I think the difference is, and I haven't put like a clock on, a radar gun on either one of them. I will ask somebody this in the locker room afterward. Let me write that down. Stronger arm.
Clifford may just throw harder. I'll accept that, right?
Well, I think maybe he makes it. If this is possible, if this makes sense, I think he looks like he's throwing it harder. One thing I've noticed in watching Love as much as I have this camp, like he's got a little bit of that kind of flick your wrists, and it goes a lot farther than you expect it to, if that makes sense. Like, I think he is more effortless in his arm strength, and I think it makes it look like, Clifford kind of rears back and really has to put some oomph on it. Do I sound like a complete crazy person right now?
No, I get it.
Like, I think Jordan's throwing motion, I think his arm strength is so natural and so effortless that it doesn't look like he's throwing it as hard as he is. I'll do some research on this. I'll see what I can do. But I do think that I can understand why people view it that way. Hold on a second. The governor is going by. Hi, Governor. How are you? Good to see you. Tausch and I still have to play our pickleball game against you. Put that on the calendar. I don't think his staff appreciated the pickleball game reference.
Why not?
I got some very dirty looks from the rest of the staff.
Why?
That is trailing the governor.
Do you think they don't know who you are, or what?
There's no doubt they don't know who I am. I don't think there's any question about that part of it. But on the flip side of it, I don't think they were prepared for some random guy in an Oregon zip-up to remind the governor about a scheduled pickleball match that is supposed to be on the calendar.
Why would they be upset about that? It makes no sense.
I'm just telling you, I got some dirty looks from the staff. Like,
who is he
extended
playing
his
with?
hand. First of all, his wife.
Oh, all right. You'll crush.
Tausch doesn't want me as a partner, so I don't know if I would play with Mrs. Evers or with the governor. But last time he was on the show, we had set up a pickleball game, and we haven't played it yet. I haven't played pickleball yet. But more importantly, the looks that I got, he extended his hand first. I was standing here. I was going to let him just go right by. I was just announcing that the governor is coming toward me, so if I wasn't going to say anything during that window, you guys would know. And instead, he extended his hand. I don't think he knows who I am. Maybe he does. But I know his staff is not looking up who the hell I am. That's for sure.
How many members of his staff were there with him? Like, how many dirty looks did you get?
So there was a security guy in front, and then there were like 2 or 3 other people. Then there was another layer of 2 or 3 other people, and then there was a security guy in the back. So like 8 or 9 people in his entourage. And I definitely, I could feel, I felt like he put his hand out, I shook it. And I said, whatever I said, good to see you, Governor, or whatever. And then I brought up pickleball because you got to shoot your shot, right?
You're on a list now.
I am. I feel like they're still looking over at me like, who is that guy? All right, let's get to Take It to the Bank.
Take it to the bank. Jason will be banned from Capital Tours for the rest of his life. Take it to the bank, presented by Associated Bank. Reactions to the Green Bay Packers preseason opener on Friday night. Take it to the bank. You saw more good than bad from Sean Clifford on Friday evening, since we've talked so much about him. Homer, you want to take that to the bank? You saw more good than bad from Clifford?
No, I'm not taking that to the bank. The bad was so bad. Can I? No, you can't just throw that away. The interceptions, the one especially.
Well, wait a minute now. But I'm going to take it to the bank.
Okay.
I saw more good than bad. I definitely saw bad. Like,
right.
I'm not erasing the bad. I'm not ignoring the bad. I'm not pretending the bad didn't happen. But I definitely saw more good than bad. Like, and again, like, even on the interception that was returned for a touchdown, like, he took a pretty hard hit on that play. Like, I respect the fact that he stood in against the pass rush. Now, as I thought John Kuhn did a good job of describing on the TV broadcast, on both interceptions, he stared down his receiver. And that is bad. That is something you do not want to be doing. And that's something that he has to be better about. But overall, I don't think there's any question that there was more good than bad. That doesn't mean that the bad is erased. It just means that I thought there was a much more good than I saw bad.
Keep it with the quarterbacks. Take it to the bank. Jordan Love should not play another snap in the preseason. Homer, you want to take that to the bank?
No. I will consider the wish to play him in the last game. He definitely should not play against New England because of the 2 practices. But they have no practices with Seattle, right?
Correct. Right.
So I could easily...
No joint practice.
Yeah, I could easily see him playing 10 plays, 15 plays against Seattle. But he definitely should not play against New England.
So now the group that the governor is in all went and stood right in front of me. So now I'm backed in a far corner. I'll take a picture during the commercial break.
Why don't you go ask them why they gave you a bad look?
Because I'm on the radio.
Well, you
maybe
can go
I should
away.
Didn't stop you the first time.
We can fill for a short period of time. That shouldn't take long.
Well, you seemed very concerned about me not doing the rest of the show.
I thought it was for an hour and a half, not for 3 minutes, 2 minutes. Just don't ask one of your long questions.
I will not take that to the bank.
That was so mean.
I will not take that to the bank. I think he's going to. I just ignored it. I think he's going to play in both games. I think he's probably going to play roughly the same amount as he played in both games as he did the other night. But I think they want to get him in-game work. I think they see value in it. They're willing to absorb the risk. I think if you notice how they utilized him in the game in Cincinnati, they had him either getting the ball out quickly or on that deep shot that he took to Christian Watson, they rolled him out so he wasn't in danger and he had ample time to throw a deep ball. So I think they will be smart about how they protect him, but I think that he will end up playing in both these games.
Next up, we haven't talked kicker yet. Take it to the bank. Anders Carlson missing 2 point-afters is a very, very, very bad sign. Homer?
It doesn't matter. He's kicking all year. He benefits from his brother who stunk. and another team took a chance on him, and he's been very good. It's not possible for him to be so bad that he will not kick the entire season.
How did you phrase the question? I can't remember before I take it to the bank or not.
Anders Carlson missing 2-point afters is a very, very, very bad sign.
No, I'm not.
Okay,
I'm not taking that.
No, I'm not taking that to the bank. It's problematic, and it is consistent with what you would expect from a young kicker because his first 4 kicks were beautiful, right? That's the inconsistency. And by the way, he's kicking field goals by himself down here with one of those little contraptions that hold the ball for him right now. But look, Homer, this goes back to the conversation we had about Goody's response to my questions about signing Mercedes Lewis, who, by the way, could use him right about now that you've lost the one true veteran tight end you even have on the roster to an ACL tear, because Josiah DeGuara is on a tight end. He's a fullback. So, but this is all about growing pains and getting through them this year. And if you win and you make the playoffs along the way, great. But I think the idea is let's let Anders Carlson go through a season where we hope he's good all year. But if he has some of those crucial missed kicks, not in a game that you win 36-19 instead of 38-19, but in a game where you lose 24-23, they're okay with that. I think that they're willing to accept that so he can get through that phase of his career and be really good after that. So I don't think they view it that way. And, again, they've passed their lot with Anders Carlson. He ain't going anywhere. He would have to be a complete catastrophe or suffer an injury to not be their opening day kicker.
Last one for Take It to the Bank, presented by Associated Bank. Running back Emmanuel Wilson was impressive enough for you to say he needs to be on the active roster. Homer had an 80-yard touchdown run.
JV game. No, but I agree with some observation of him, but that he has to be on the roster. Can he be on the practice squad too?
He can be, and that's if he's anywhere, that's where he'll be. Look, Tyler Goodson, who I really like, I think he's got some Aaron Jones to him. He's undersized but thickly built. He really has good vision as a running back. There's a chance he's not going to make this roster either. Now, he hurt his shoulder against the Bengals, but he had a touchdown. He's been impressive to me as a runner, but Matt LaFleur's made it very clear. The number 3 running back has to play special teams really well, has to be able to pass protect. And right now, it doesn't matter what Patrick Taylor does running the football, he does both those other things pretty well, especially he's a core special teams guy. So, no, Emmanuel Wilson had a really nice moment, and he probably raised his chances of being on the practice squad a meaningful amount. But, I mean, he's coming from Fort Hays or some small school. He's got a long way to go before he's going to be challenging for a spot. Fort Valley State is his school.
Yeah, if he has another 80-yard run, I'll reconsider.
Yeah, I don't see him being on the 53 by any stretch of the imagination. The governor is leaving now. I did not go to clarify to his staff who I was. They are exiting, led by a state trooper who is armed. So I think I've had my conversation with him.
Why were they there so short? What's the?
We got to get the Chippewa Falls.
He's got to run a state, man. And oh, by the way, so get this, Carlson's kicking field goals, or maybe it was a field goal by Carlson. It goes through the uprights, and Tony Evers is behind the goalpost on his way out, and the ball is coming. It is not going to hit him, but his 2 security guys, who obviously were very concerned about me, both stood on either side of him and took their hands and covered the governor's head in case the ball was going to hit him in the head. So if they're that concerned about a ball that's not going to hit him, they clearly were concerned about the guy in the green pullover. All right, that's it for Take It to the Bank, presented by Associated Bank. If you're a Packers fan, you know the long-standing connection between Associated Bank and the Green Bay Packers. They've been around longer than the Packers have, and they've been on the Packers' side since the Packers began in 1919. If you're a Packers fan, sign up for Packers Checking from Associated Bank. You'll get a 10% discount at the Pro Shop, both online and in store. You'll also get other great perks that come with it as well. Check out associatedbank.com/Packers to find out more. We'll continue more live from Packers practice at the Don Hutson Center without the governor and, as of now, without the commissioner. We'll continue next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust. Don't undervalue the importance of routine maintenance of your vehicle. There's no better vehicle service team in the Madison area than the team I trust over at Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie. Get a tune-up, check the battery, check your tires, change the oil, and make sure all the inner workings of your vehicle are in tip-top shape so you can focus on the fun of getting from place to place for whatever your next adventure holds and not allowing vehicle trouble to disrupt you. Whether it's routine maintenance or an emergency issue, the service team at Zimbrick Chevrolet gets the job done right and works with you every step of the way. Their service department is truly second to none. Schedule a service appointment, view vehicle inventory, and learn more about all they have to offer at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. That's ZimbrickChevrolet.com. You take my word for it. Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie is the name you can trust.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Stoughton Trailers. Big trailers and big opportunity at Stoughton Trailers. Positions now open in production, operations, finance, sales, engineering, supply chain, and more. To apply today, go to stojobs.com. ESPN Wisconsin's own Mark Tauscher has been named the radio color analyst for the Badger Radio Network. Tauscher will join legendary broadcaster Matt LePay for all 12 of Wisconsin football's regular season games this fall, and was welcomed to the staff by head coach Luke Fickell, who poked a little fun at Tausch's expense.
Tausch, congratulations. We're excited to have you. I've been trying to look up some things on you. I know I played against Mac in '96. I think I heard you were on that team, but don't really remember seeing you in the game. But hopefully you're more memorable on the air than you were when I played against you.
Badger Minutes on ESPN Wisconsin are brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule an appointment online today at PellaWI.com.
Hi, I'm attorney David Gruber. After an accident, you need a trusted winning team on your side. For more than 30 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped Wisconsin families get the results they deserve. If you've been injured, call our firm today for a free consultation. We're available 24/7. Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison, home of the Big Win and Madison Casino Guru, is transforming guests into winners. Making an ordinary day into a big win day is easy with a 95% average payout. And with over 140 daily jackpots, the number of people winning has never been bigger. So what are you waiting for? Escape to Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison for your next big win.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
We tend not to think about right now, but right now in front of us is victory over cancer. Right now, cancer research funded by the V Foundation is leading to better treatments and saving lives. When you give to the V Foundation, 100% of your donation goes directly to game-changing cancer research. Victory over cancer is there for the taking by you. Donate at v.org, because today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
Continuing live from Packers practice inside the Don Hudson Center, the governor has departed, but the commissioner is here. Roger Goodell taking in some of practice, along with a host of other VIPs, or at least VIP enough that I'm hiding in the corner and they're blocking my view. Homer, I know you tell me not to worry about what's being said on social media, and I'm working on getting better at that. We all have areas to improve upon, right?
Yes.
But I was a little surprised that there were a few people, not just one. I know if it's just one, it's just one. But there are a few people that don't think, and I understand Tyler Davis is not Travis Kelce, is not George Kittle. No one is making him out to be something that he's not. But when you look at where this tight end position is, and the fact that Luke Musgrave, who is about 20 feet away from me, along with Tucker Kraft, they're both being coached up right now by John Dunn, the tight ends coach, in the back corner of the north end zone here at the Hudson Center. When you look at how young those guys are, when you look at the fact that both those rookies had injuries last year that limited how much they played in their last year of college football, I think you want to have a veteran tight end who can play the position and you don't have to worry about it. And that's what Tyler Davis is. He had a really bad preseason last year, core special teams guy, but they were excited about the advancements he'd made on offense. He had a greater role. Matt LaFleur really, really likes him. He's one of those players that LaFleur clearly has a very strong affinity for, which is why he said that his heart hurts that the ACL has ended Tyler Davis's season. But not Tyler Davis specific, but more in general. When you don't have many veterans to begin with, that means that when you lose them to injuries, it just increases the pressure on young guys that is already in existence, right? And to me, that's one of the drawbacks of this injury, is that they don't have anybody now with any meaningful experience other than Josiah DeGuara, and he's going to play fullback most of the time. Like right now, they're doing tight end drills. Josiah DeGuara's not with them. He's over with the fullbacks.
Correct.
So
good point to emphasize to people. They got the other fullback too. He played 44. Who's the other fullback they had? I'm thinking Jensen or something. I forgot his name.
I am trying to stay out of
Henry
Eric Stokes
Pearson.
and Innisgain's
Pearson,
way
yes.
as they're running by. Yes, Henry Pearson.
Okay.
As I look that up, but look, they're
who's the third guy now? Isn't there another Allen, or who's the other tight end you said would move in behind the two?
Austin Allen is the next man up, and he's a big guy, 6'8", so he's even bigger than Luke Musgrave. But my point is that when you have so few veterans on the roster already, now you lose one again, and you're going to lose more. There's going to be more of this. It's 100% injury rate in the NFL, as we like to say. I just look at this roster and I wonder how much bad luck injury-wise can they survive, right? And it's great to look at them on paper.
They're going to find guys. They're going to add guys like Austin Allen. If somebody, they might even add one. They don't want veteran guys. I mean, they want the young guys to play as much as possible. So this doesn't change anything other than I think they'll don't you think they'll pick up some guy we've never heard of it as a tight end and add him to the list?
Someone who's right, not somebody who's actually played, but like
they don't want
anybody. No doubt.
So that I mean, it's not a great. We've talked about it before. That's how they're rolling, and my concern, similar to yours, would only be like, it's hard to believe Musgrave is going to play without being hurt because he's always been hurt, right?
Correct. That's
all right. So then
you
I would
said
hope
it more succinctly than I did.
I hope Goody's got other options, but the options will also be young.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And whether they've got a lot of wide receivers here, and some that I'm excited about. We haven't even talked about Malik Heath, who I thought took another step, who I've kind of been on the bandwagon for throughout the offseason and throughout training camp. But if we're talking about wide receivers, and we're talking about the two most experienced guys who played 48, 47% of the snaps last year offensively. Both those guys missed time with injuries last year too. So, and look, I know anybody can get hurt. I just feel like their margin for error, which is already thin because of the level of inexperience, becomes even thinner when the veteran guys that maybe can be part of the solution are now sidelined. And it's only one, and there could be more. But, like, we're talking about Rasheed Walker getting work with the number one offensive line, and we'll see if he gets some more today. That's great for him. It's also a function of the fact that two of the guys that were getting work in front of him both suffered injuries in the game. So we'll see. But this is also why when we look at preseason games, if you're not a guy who's fighting to make the 53, there's a level of risk. Like Tyler Davis's roster spot was never in doubt. Never in doubt. He is too valuable of a special teams guy that even if he struggled again offensively, he was still making his team. And now he scores a touchdown, he makes a nice catch, gets hit in the knee, and his season's over before it starts. And I just watched in successive plays Tucker Kraft drop a pass on routes on error, followed by Josiah DeGuara dropping a pass on routes on error. So
Jason, they're going to grow together. They want them to grow
That's
together.
what I've been told. Yes.
That's it. That's what they want.
Told.
So we'll see how that works. After they've grown together this year, I mean, I agree with you. It's a negative. I don't think it's a huge negative because I'm not saying they were going to win 10 and make the playoffs and now they're not going to. So they're just going to grow together, and then next year we'll all have more information to say, all right, who do we want to continue to grow with and versus adding some veterans. But yeah, the replacements of these people are going to be young too, if and when certain of them get hurt.
Homer and I will continue to grow old together, one of us slightly older than the other, as we roll on with the 11 o'clock
Much
hour
older.
of Wilde and Tausch. Not as much as you think.
What? I'll be
Live
69 in
from
November.
Packers-
How old are you?
51.
Oh, it's like 20 years.
It's actually less than 20 years. It's not even 19 years, apparently. Live from practice inside the Hudson Center with Uncle Homer as our cousin sub of the day. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Mark Toscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. Well, it's always a good time to get that special someone in your life a beautiful gift. And when I'm in need of a new piece of jewelry, Chalmers Jewelers is my go-to place. Whether I want a timeless classic or a one-of-a-kind piece, Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison has just what I'm looking for. My life has been made so much easier thanks to the great team over at Chalmers Jewelers, and is the reason I keep going back for more. Visit chalmersjewelers.com to find your perfect new piece of jewelry today.
Hi, this is former Badger Pro Football Hall of Famer Joe Thomas. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison. Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson, Sports Center, brought to you by ESPN Madison and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. Subscribe to watch Wilde and Tausch, Scalzo and Brust, and all your favorite daily ESPN Wisconsin shows, plus interviews and bonus content. Subscribe to ESPN Madison and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. That's where you can watch Wilde and Tausch right now as Jason Wilde broadcasts live from Packers training camp practice at the Hudson Center. Packers getting ready for preseason game number 2 this weekend against the New England Patriots at Lambeau Field. Joint practices to be held in Green Bay later this week. Meanwhile, after yesterday's practice, Matt LaFleur positive reviews on Jordan Love in his debut as the team's starting quarterback in Friday night's preseason win in Cincinnati.
All in all, I was really impressed by just how he handled himself out there. He looked confident, looked like he was in total control. It's a good first step for him, and we got to build on it this week.
ESPN Packers reporter Rob Domowski with plenty more reacting to the preseason win for the Green and Gold over at ESPNWisconsin.com. Baseball Brewers off today after sweeping the White Sox. They get set for a big 3-game set in L.A. against the Dodgers starting tomorrow.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch, live from Packers practice inside the Hudson Center, continues. There goes Luke Musgrave with another routes on air catch to get everybody excited. Homer's guy Henry Pearson also with a nice little catch and run.
Well, I just wanted to emphasize your point that they're fullbacks. How many plays are the fullbacks going to be in, do you think? Because they're clearly part of the offense.
So again, this is another, I believe, example of kind of the return to basics, if you will, of what this offense is designed to be, right? I mean, Kyle Juszczyk with the 49ers is a huge piece of what the 49ers do. Now, I'm not saying that your guy, Hank Pearson, or Josiah DeGuara is Kyle Juszczyk. But when they drafted Josiah DeGuara out of Cincinnati, where he played for Luke Fickell, who I hope was just kidding when he acted like he had no idea who Tausch was on that congratulatory video.
He was.
Yes, no doubt he was. Well, maybe a tiny little bit of doubt, but I'm pretty sure he was. But, you know, that's why they drafted Josiah DeGuara. It was 2020. Matt LaFleur was familiar with him because LaFleur was close with his tight ends coach and the offensive coordinator that was working in Cincinnati. And that's what they envisioned, this kind of multi-use player that could do a variety of things. And then he tore his ACL in October of his rookie year, and he's kind of been lost in the wash since. And so I think now they view him in that kind of hybrid role, and they like that idea. But again, the depth chart doesn't lie. Like, Luke Musgrave is at the top of the depth chart, regardless of his inexperience, regardless of having played only 2 college football games last year. So clearly, they want him to be on the field for 70%, 80% of the snaps. He's the guy. And then Tucker Kraft, who's got a little further to come since he played at a lesser level of college football and doesn't have the same skill set, is the next man up. They want those guys to be, if they're going 2 tight ends, they want those 2 guys to be on the field as much as possible. And I don't blame them.
Yep.
But that is going to come with frustrations and disappointments and mistakes. We just know that's going to happen.
Yep. Aren't you curious to see what happens? Like, I think the biggest mistake of Mercedes Lewis is not him playing, but him assisting those players in helping them figure it out. But they don't even want to do that.
Yes.
So I would defer to you. And, like, do you have any experience? You go back and think of all your Packer years to go, I don't think there's ever been a year where you go, I guess we're going to see what happens when you go with kids and other kids underneath them and don't really have veteran presence to help those kids. Maybe we'll find out you don't need those veterans. I don't know. I can't think I've ever – have you ever followed a Packer team like this?
No, never.
Yeah.
And that's why I've been so fascinated and intrigued and excited for this season, because it's something so different. I get why fans feel that way. I completely understand. And look, fans that watch that game on television on Friday night and remarked about the energy and the enthusiasm and the different vibe that you got, or fans that have come to practice and have seen Christian Watson do a backflip in front of the bleachers and getting people fired up, and Jaden Reed going by and getting people excited. Like, they're all right. Because, you know what? That's what young kids do. Whether it's young kids in terms of NFL level young kids, or it's, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade soccer players or basketball players or softball players that I'm exposed to. Like, it's fun being a kid. It is fun being young. You remember that? Like, that's great.
I want to be 26.
That's a really great thing.
I want to be 26 again.
Right. And so it's an awesome, awesome thing. And that excitement is palpable. Energy is palpable. The thing is, when you're young, you also don't have the years of experience, and maybe you don't know what you don't know, which can be a blessing as well, right? But at some point, there is the drawback to youth, which is when you're experienced, you've seen everything, you've done everything, you know how to handle things, and there's inevitably going to be instances when you're this young that you're not going to know what to do. And that's fine, because Goody doesn't care. Goody wants... Again,
I have a theory I want to throw your way, too.
Oh, lay it on me.
All right. I think there's a belief, and I don't know if it's partly Rodgers, but there was a huge divide. You had some older players, and it may happen on all teams, but they saw it as a negative, and they said, you know what, this year we're just going to have all kids. We want to create a family. What if you don't have just the differences, like all 53 are going to be close. So there's a family atmosphere that is going to be so much different than anything before. So we're not going to have that group that just happens when older players tend to be with older players. Everybody is going to feel connected to each other as a family because they're going to have that age and experience thing. And we'd like that versus what occurred last year. Not saying Rodgers was a part of it, but just the dynamic that you have when you have that difference in age, because you don't got it this year other than what, one guy or a punter. So that's my theory.
You've got
take it away.
I think it's a good theory. Now, I also would argue that you can go to extremes, right?
Yeah.
I think Billy Joel sings a
extremes.
song called "Go to It." I don't know why I go to extremes. 80s tune. And you definitely know about going to extremes. That's in your wheelhouse. You don't make stuff up. You're just an extremist sometimes. But I think they've gone to an extreme.
And they're willing to pay the price. They know that they risk something.
And they don't care.
Yep.
Right.
And there may be the price might not be as big as we think. But yes, they're not have to go back to, to see Shanahan or what they've done in because he has the same system or whatever. Yeah, I think it's going to, all these kids are going to, Yep, that could happen, and then there'll be a family, and then we'll learn from how they handle that, and the ones we want that handle it better. Yep.
Yeah, I get teased on this show for hedging, right? That's one of my signatures. I feel like you could have hedged this youth movement in a couple of key areas, and that's just 1 or 2 or 3 roster spots. It's not that many, but just 3 or 4 other veteran guys. Like, I love the talent and potential of their wide receiver room. I hate the fact that they have 0 experience in terms of a true veteran. Like, the idea of going to Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs as a reporter and having to ask them about their leadership styles in year 2, I'm sorry, for me, it's preposterous. They have so much still to learn, and they would benefit so much from having just that one veteran guy, like I would say like a James Jones type. Like, James Jones is my perfect veteran guy. Not a number one, was never a number 1 receiver, although he basically was during that 2015 season after Jordy blew out his ACL and Devontae in year two, just like these two guys are, had an injury and wasn't as productive as they wanted him to be. I think a guy like James Jones in that group would be immensely valuable to them. He has such a wealth of experience, and he's obviously too old to be playing now. I'm not saying James Jones of today, but James Jones of 2015, I'd love to have him on this team. Someone like that, someone in that vein. That's just one spot. And maybe that means that, Malik Heath or somebody else has to land on the practice squad instead of the 53. But to me, that would be worth it. Same with Mercedes Lewis. And Matt LaFleur, for the record, subscribes to that same theory. He believes the exact same thing. Now, it did not
They'll do it next year.
Play out. Well, I mean, maybe. But
okay.
he's not in charge of the roster. but like he's on the record publicly. This isn't him whispering it in my ear. Like, this is him having said it on May 6th. He wanted the old man on the team. And the GM flat out said that he didn't want to take away snaps from his young guys by putting them on the team. When I asked him last week, that tells you everything you need to know.
Right. For this year. But I want to be on record for next year. They'll get the vet. As they figure out from this young family. By then, you would hope that Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs are at a point where you don't need a vet. It's this year that you need the veteran. Oh, okay.
But again, I'm not building the roster. So we'll talk more about what's going on at Packers practice with Homer in as our Cousins sub of the day. Jordan Love throwing deep balls right now in one-on-one receiver defensive back drills. Couple on the mark, couple not so on the mark, but that's how deep balls go. So that's what's going on right now at practice. We'll continue more with Uncle Homer as our Cousins sub of the day live from the Don Hudson Center. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for the great team at Everlight Solar. Perhaps the start of a new football season also means the start of a new way to power your home. How would you like to start saving money while also helping to save the planet? All you have to do is make the switch with Everlight Solar. Our family is one of many who have made the switch to solar over the last several years. We knew we had wanted to, but weren't exactly sure where to even start. That's when we met with the great team at Everlight, and they outlined the entire process and educated us on the benefits of making the switch. It was super simple. Join us in saving a ton of money and creating a greener environment for our family and the community by switching to solar. Learn more and schedule a free consultation at everlightsolar.com. That's everlightsolar.com.
The traditions.
There's no team I love more than this team. We got a national championship to chase.
The rivalries.
This is college football as good as it gets.
Only 12 days until week 0. College football lives here. ESPN Radio.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde for Associated Bank. Packers fans, can you feel the excitement in the air? Preseason football is upon us. And if you want to rep the green and gold, they've got you. With Packers checking from Associated Bank, you can make every transaction a touchdown with an exclusive Packers debit MasterCard. Plus, every Packers checking card holder scores 10% off at the Packers Pro Shop, both in-store and online, all year long. Learn more at AssociatedBank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
You can drive cutting-edge design. 2023 Audis are on the lot and ready for delivery. You can save $7,500 on select Audi EVs with the AFS EV lease bonus. See dealer for detail and exclusions. Eligibility is subject to credit approval through Audi Financial Services. Cannot be combined with national customer credit. Offer expires September 5th. Stop in and test drive today. Check out our website to see our current electric vehicle inventory and our monthly specials. The search for your Audi begins and ends at Zimrick Audi of Madison, off the Beltline and Rimrock Road. Drive yours today.
Are you looking for a fast-paced job in a fun and exciting work environment? Look no further than Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison. We offer a wide range of job and shift availability in both part-time and full-time positions. Competitive wages and great benefits await you at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison. Visit us in person or check out our website to see all of our job openings. Make work fun and apply for a job at Madison's only casino.
There's lots to see and do at the Dodge County Fair. Fun for me and you. There's good times in the air.
Truck, tractor, and horse pulls, showmanship events, animal auctions, live music, and all-star entertainment. So much to see and do at the Dodge County Fair, August 16th through the 20th. Visit the vendor booths, wander through the buildings to see beautiful displays and projects, and hit the midway for the games and rides. Daily admission is just $10 before noon and $15 after. Visit DodgeCountyFairgrounds.com to purchase your advanced season tickets for $35 and see area locations to purchase in person. The Dodge County Fair, August 16th through the 20th.
Come on, everyone, to the Dodge County Fair.
Set summer in motion
with the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet. Like the CR-V and Accord, with available hybrid powertrains designed to deliver more thrilling performance and more innovative tech. Summer's here. Make every adventure more electrifying with Honda, the most awarded brand in car and driver 10 Best history.
See your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin.
See dealer for financing details.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Jesse Nelson, nicely done.
Never heard this song before.
A lesser-known Billy Joel song. All right, we got to get to the extremes part.
I'm not
though.
sure I've ever heard it either.
Here it comes. I don't know why I go to
I fell asleep
extremes.
at a Billy Joel concert once.
Wow, you're like Jesse.
No, and I
You're
love
like Jesse at a
Billy
Packers
Joel.
game.
Yeah, I love
can
the
remember-
Packers too. Yeah, this makes sense.
I could go back on the freeway where I was in California the first time I ever heard Piano Man, and I went to the first record store I could find to buy the album, and they didn't have it.
Really?
So, yes. Oh man, that's the greatest song I'd ever heard in my life.
So, Paula and the girls and I are going to see Pink tonight at AmFam Field, and we're really, really excited.
I think they were
really
just at
appreciative
Wrigley
of the song.
Field, weren't
She was, yes, and
Or she,
Target
that's
Field
true.
before that in Minneapolis, yeah. And thank you to the teammates of mine at GKB
they're
who
really
found a spot
expensive. They
for
said
us.
the tickets were more expensive
Yeah.
at Wrigley Field than Bruce Springsteen.
That's because it's not just middle-aged white guys going to see her.
Wow.
So,
whoa. You take that
there's a lot
back
of
about
sports
Bruce.
writers that-
It is the equal of any concert anyone can ever see.
somewhere Dr. Dave Margolis from Children's Hospital is cursing my name if he's listening, because he has traveled the world to see Bruce Springsteen, as has Rob Domofsky and many others. I've never seen him live. I've heard he's fantastic.
He's done. You
I just
better
wanted
get him
to get
now.
that in there.
But I
Yeah,
will
better go
say this:
soon.
when I saw my first
He's older than
Metallica
you.
concert, it's close. When I saw my first Metallica concert, I have to say the crowd was equal to Bruce Springsteen. I was amazed.
Oh,
yeah. So it may be the
Um,
same for Pink as well.
A little information from Packers practice here with the number one offense, Josh Nyman working at left tackle, and now Zach Tom getting some snaps at left guard. Looks like Elton Jenkins has today off along with David Bakhtiari. So both guys on the left side taking today's practice off. Although I see Elton has his helmet, so maybe he took the early snap. I'm a little obscured here by all these VIPs. But we're going to see Pink tonight, and the last time I saw a concert at the Brewers' home stadium was I saw Billy Joel and Elton John in like 1991 at Old County Stadium.
I was there.
And I was in the front row, believe it or
I was
not.
I was on the loge. I jumped up and down.
I was going to say, slightly different concert, I'm guessing, if you were behind home plate or something. But one of my best friends from high school, her older sister was dating the pilot who flew Elton John all around the country. And so I got free front row tickets with my friend Janelle and her sister and a few others. And
So
it
do
was
you have
amazing.
Elton
It
John
was the
stories
greatest
about what
concert
he's
I've ever
like?
seen. I did not do a whole. I was not a reporter yet. I was a college sophomore.
You weren't curious?
So I had not. Well, I didn't get to talk to the pilot. He wasn't there. It was just the pilot's girlfriend. So I had limited information, but nevertheless, best concert I've ever seen. I'm hoping Pink surpasses it tonight at AmFam Field. But we continue at the Don Hudson Center as the Packers are practicing here And I want to talk a little bit about.
I just want to have a vote in. I was at that Bruce Springsteen at his best, better than that concert. And that concert was spectacular. You're right.
And where have you seen Bruce Springsteen over the years?
The first time I saw Bruce Springsteen was in South Bend, Indiana. It had to be 1970-something. They used to have all these big shots come to the weekend of a football game. And I had been told by people when I lived in Arizona, because, I've lived everywhere, they said, he's the best. And I said, he can't be that good. Man. So I went, and you'll chuckle. So he gets done, and everybody knew he comes back and does an encore that can be an hour long. The girl I was dating at the time wanted to leave. And I didn't want to leave, but I said, fine. So we left, and he played for another 45 minutes, and that was our last date together.
I was just going to say, and then you broke up.
Yes, but I was going to kind of break up, but otherwise I didn't want to get into it.
If you were going to break up with her anyway, you should have stayed for the rest of the concert.
No, I thought he had impressed me enough, and it was so good. So it was everything I thought. And then I saw him at the Bradley Center as well. And then, once Clarence Clemens, his sax player, died, I thought I don't need to see it anymore. I don't want to. And then now apparently Clarence Clemens' nephew is the sax player, and is supposedly almost as good. So
So when's the last time you saw him in concert?
At the Bradley Center, whenever he was at the Bradley Center. So it's been a while.
I
went because
was
my
that like
son.
3 or 4 years ago?
No,
or like
longer
15
than that.
Years ago?
Probably more than a decade or something like that. My son, we only went because my son said he can't be that good because he's not classical music. And I thought, fine, we're going to go see him. And when we got out, I said, so how was he? And he goes, he was okay. I took that as a plus. Classical music guy.
Well, that's all that the Packers' safety position has seen so far is just okay play, which is why they're still trying to figure out what exactly they're going to do at that position. It looks like Darnell Savage, the 2019 second of their first-round picks, is locked in at one spot.
All right,
yes,
so what would
but
you
they're
do?
trying
Given
out
what
everybody
you've
and their
seen?
brother there.
Yeah, but what would you do?
So
given what
they had Jonathan Owens there for a period of time. They had my guy Rudy Ford there at the start of camp, and then it was Owens. They've got Tavarius Moore, who they picked up from San Francisco as a free agent. That's worked there at times. And now in the game, and then for some snaps yesterday, we haven't gotten to 2 minute yet, and I was not able to see the number one defense during the last period. But they've had Anthony Johnson, their 7th-round pick out of Iowa State, another rookie, another young guy.
He looks pretty good
with the number one
I
group.
want to know your opinion on him.
Yeah, I like him. But again,
Owens is the safety.
Owens is Simone Biles' husband. Started 17 games last year for Houston. Now, the reason why I'm intrigued by this position is, are they going to apply the same rules to that safety spot as they're applying elsewhere?
No.
Hey, let's just play the young guy.
Offense.
Right. I think you're right. I think that's where their reservations would come in about playing a rookie. But if he's the best guy, then they'll go with him. But right now, I don't think they have any idea who they want to play there. I think they've given everybody an opportunity. I think that is one spot where these preseason games and these two joint practices with the Patriots will be extremely important, because the rest of the defense is set, right? We know everybody else is playing, but that's the one spot that is legitimately wide open, and it seems as wide open as it was the first day of camp, and it doesn't seem to have changed. So to me, that'll be the interesting battle that will play out in the coming weeks in the practice. See you, Andy. See you, Dennis. President and CEO of Associated Bank, AssociatedBank.com, to find out more about their relationship with the Packers. We will continue live from
You'll
practice.
mention their names, but you wouldn't go over and talk to the associates of the governor. Oh, okay.
Well, I wasn't going to talk to his staff who were dirty looking me during the show. No, what was it? Tell me again what I was supposed to do there.
I'm sorry you apparently don't know of the historic pickleball game that we've set up. Can I get a follow-up? Or if you want to say, you looked at me in a weird way, I didn't take it well. We have a scheduled pickleball game.
I didn't take it well.
You didn't, but I don't know if you want to say that to them.
Call them out head on. Hey.
Well, yeah.
You're right.
What was that all about?
What do I got to lose? The only reason he's here is they had some meeting for the draft or something, right, with the commissioner?
Correct. Yes, they did. They had a press conference. So you think I should have taken a more confrontational approach?
No,
like
I don't know which.
Below,
I don't know.
Somewhere below me walking up and saying, "We got a problem here. We got a problem here."
Here you go. Yeah.
That would have been too strong.
No, I don't. I will accept whatever approach you take. I just wanted you to do something as a follow-up. I don't know. Would you have been rude to them, or would you have been tough? Or I would have tried to have been funny, like, hey, it seemed like you gave me a weird look there, and I was just talking about the world-famous pickleball game we got scheduled, and all our millions of listeners and viewers of the show wanted me to give an update. I was just kind of doing my job, and then see how they react.
Would that not have been a little borderline close to one of the phrases that I refuse to use ever in my life? Do you know who I am?
No.
Because there's nothing worse than when people say that. And I'd kind of be saying that, wouldn't I?
No, you'd be saying the event is important because you have a pickleball game with the governor and his wife. They're the important ones, not us.
Just walk over. Hey, hello, governor. I don't know if you heard me. We got to get that pickleball game on the calendar.
We're so honored that you agreed to play. You're not making something up. You're following up like he said he would play, right?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah. I want to watch.
All right.
I think they're running scared because you two would crush them, but you're probably too nice to crush them.
Well, again, I'm not sure Tausch wants me as his partner. Frankly.
Yes, you're fine. He has no problem with you as a partner.
I think it'll be Kathy Evers and I against the governor and Tausch, and then hopefully Kathy can carry us since I've never played the game before. All right,
you'll be fine playing pickleball.
You can play it sitting in a chair, from what I understand.
No, I know your athletic skills. You'll be fine. You'll be fine playing pickleball the second time. You need one time just to know what the game is. By the second time, you'll be fine.
It's just big ping pong.
Big ping pong or little tennis. Yeah. With an incessant clacking sound of the hard wiffle ball hitting the wooden
net. Give me a break.
I'm not, but I was reading a I that there are people that
I know they're losers
that are really unhappy about that sound.
Yes, they should. I'm sure people are working on a ball that doesn't make as much noise because of these losers that are complaining.
I think Homer has made his position very clear on that.
Yes.
We will continue live from Packers practice. I just want to, in my own defense, I thought I was going to have another commercial break to go over by the governor's staff and talk to them.
There we go.
When they started to leave that quickly, that prevented any conversation that might have occurred. All right.
You sound real upset about it.
I'm not. I'll email his chief of staff. Him and I are close. Anders Carlson is lining up for a 33-yard extra point. He swings away, and the kick is no good. Not what you're looking for to start off that drill. We'll see how he does the rest of practice. Won't Ellie is next, live from the Don Hudson Center. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
I'm coming.
Hi, Mark Tauscher. Tausch, you have mosquitoes in here.
It's like an insect zoo right now at my house. Here comes that wasp again. Incoming.
Shoo, you need Pella's 250 series of windows with exclusive hidden screens, protecting you from nature.
Yes, please. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin to the rescue.
Get a 250 series patio door and 8 double-hung windows with hidden screens as low as $188 per month. PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offer ends 8/31/23.
I love being an orthopedic surgeon because I can help people improve their lives. My name is Ashish Raval. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Stoughton Hospital and the Ortho Team Clinic. My specialty is sports medicine, focusing specifically on the care of the shoulder, hip, and knee. So the goal for me is always to see patients who want to get back to their active lifestyle. The techniques that I use now allow patients to return back to the activities, including sports, faster than ever before.
Learn more at orthoteam.com.
Bringing summer gatherings to the next level is just another thing we do at Celebrations Entertainment. Hi, it's Jeffrey. With rental items like sound equipment, photo booths, and even yard games, you can make your event the party that everyone talks about. Any event like graduation parties, block parties, or even a backyard barbecue can be elevated with fun, interactive items to make everyone ask, hey, how'd you pull this off? Just tell them celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Olson Toon has been customizing both residential and commercial outdoor living spaces since 1997. Matt Hamilton here from ESPN Madison. For over 50 years of combined experience in their management and design teams, Olson Toon has become one of Wisconsin's premier building and landscaping outdoor living firms. Landscaping and maintenance, irrigation, concrete work, pools, and more. If you have an outdoor living need, Olson Toon is here to help. Go to olsontoon.com to get started on your home project today. That's olsontoon.com.
If you're looking to purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Honda, buy local. Shop Zimbrick Honda. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Oil changes, brakes, alignments, and warranties. Honda's certified technicians handle it all. And if you need new tires, buy 3 and get the 4th for just $1 when they mount and balance them for you. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
Matt Hamilton here for Iron Jock. Believe it or not, being an Olympic curler takes a lot of practice time on the ice. And despite always being cool, I still work up a sweat. That's why I love Iron Jock and their no-stink technology. Silver Iron technology is the how behind why it works, and that is about as technical as I can get with it. What I do know is that if I'm on the ice or just wanting to look good, I know Iron Jock has t-shirts, polos, and hoodies for me. Support this Wisconsin-based company today and get gear at ironjoc.com. That's ironjoc.com.
Life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance because you'll feel protected no matter how the wind blows. All so you can keep enjoying the home of your dreams. And our expert agents can help you save up to 23% when you bundle home with auto. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance. Get a quote? Find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Watch every ESPN Madison show live every day. Subscribe to ESPN Madison on YouTube for live video of every show and exclusive content. Just search ESPN Madison.
In me, every time I touch that track, it turns into gold. Everybody knows I got the magic in me. When I hit the floor, the girls come snapping at me. Now everybody wants a blast of magic, 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 magic.
Jordan Love backed up across the middle to Luke Musgrave for a big gain. Yeah, this offense certainly schemes people open, and he was wide open for that catch and run against the number 1 defense. Continuing live from Packers practice inside the Hudson Center with Uncle Homer in as our cousin sub of the day. Time now for Whoa Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa Nelly
on Wilde and Tausch.
Well, the new AP poll is out for the 2023 college football preseason. Did you guys see where the Wisconsin Badgers have landed in it?
Did not.
I have not.
Any guesses before I reveal it? Homer, where do you think Wisconsin is?
Now, give me what it is in the ranking of top 25?
Yep,
What?
the AP Top 25 poll.
24.
Homer says 24th. Jason?
7th.
Number 19. The Wisconsin Badgers check in at 19 as they get set for the opener.
Wow.
September 2nd against Buffalo. Now that you hear that, Homer, too high, too low, just right, or doesn't matter because rankings in college football don't matter until October anyway?
No, I think it's a little high. What happens when you have a program that's going to be good, I've said they'll play for a national championship in the next 5 years. But the first year, you have a tendency to have close games that you lose. So that will prevent them from being 19 at the end of the year. They'll have a couple close ones that they won't be able to finish because that's what happens in the first year. By next year, they'll start winning them, and in year 4 or 5, they'll play for. I will not pick them to win the national championship because I cannot guarantee that they can beat the best SEC team.
All right, can we rewind? Playing for a national championship within the next 5 years.
Yep, it'll be year 4 or 5. He's that special.
Luke Fickell is that special.
Yes, they have the money to bring in the top players.
Don't a bunch of other schools have lots of money and good coaches too?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you
like. I'm watching.
I'm
Eric,
the underdog.
Stokes.
I get that. You can win
I'm
at Cincinnati. You can win anywhere.
Rehab. That was in a different era.
Correct.
I'm watching Eric Stokes do his rehab, and there's him. There's Wyatt. There's Quay Walker.
Yeah.
There's like first-round picks on a bunch of other teams. The number 1 overall pick last year was from Georgia. Do we really think that within 5 years, given how much money all these other schools have to spend, that they're going to be like, could they be in the 12-team field within 5 years when it's that and win a game or two? Maybe make it to the Final Four? All right, I won't completely dismiss that, but playing in the national championship game, I hope you're right. I'll leave it at that. I hope you're right. Well, no.
You're not disagreeing with that much because you just said you think it could be they could get in it, but just
I don't think they're going to. I think once it's 12, I think they'll find their way in to the tournament. Okay. The idea of playing for national championship, given how basically until they figure out a way to regulate the transfer portal and NIL, I agree that both those things should be available. I think players should get paid. I think players should be able to move around since coaches can do whatever the hell they want. But they need to institute like a salary cap and a free agency transfer portal window because it's basically the NFL. And Anders Carlson has now made 4 in a row, by the way, since he missed as we were going to commercial. Whoa, Nelly.
Whoa, Nelly.
The University of Tennessee has appointed Peyton Manning as a professor of practice for the fall 2023 term. The Hall of Fame quarterback will join select classes during the academic year as a featured expert and work alongside the college's faculty to provide learning experiences for communications students at Tennessee. If Aaron Rodgers was teaching a college course, what would it be, Homer?
Plant science.
Have crazy thoughts and challenge other people to prove them you're right.
Jason?
I didn't realize what does the syllabus for that class look like?
Creativity. They'll come up with some mumbo jumbo words.
It only meets once a week, Monday nights or whatever. Yeah.
Whatever. No, but that's, you know.
I firmly believe he's an extremely intelligent guy who has gone a little bit around the bend on his some of his thoughts. Not all of them, but some of them. How to be the smartest man in the room, 101. A guide to life.
Whoa, Nelly!
Next.
Larry on Twitter, I wanted to get to this before the show runs out today. So we asked for fans to share their positives and negatives from the Packers preseason game. Larry responded a positive. They played with alacrity, demonstrating a high level of preparedness on both sides of the ball. Without looking it up, Homer, do you know what alacrity means?
No,
Larry?
and the person should be suspended for a day for using the word. I also disagree with physicality, which you no longer say teams are physical. They made up some word, and so, no. Unless he's, no, I don't know. I don't want to know, and I shouldn't need to know.
Jason, do you know what alacrity is before looking it up?
What you do on wood to make it smooth? Oh, that's when you use lacquer.
Lacquer.
Alacrity or
that's
whatever.
Not bad. I think it's enthusiasm or excitement.
Yeah, you would know.
Eagerness, something like that.
According to a quick Google search, brisk and cheerful readiness. So we'll give that one to you.
Why Jason
You're
never
gonna give
got
me
to be
that
in
one?
high school.
You were right there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course. Yeah.
I don't know. Okay.
Used in a sentence, she accepted the invitation with alacrity. But nonetheless, did you think that the Packers exhibited alacrity on Friday night in Cincinnati?
Yeah.
I don't think there was any question they were enthusiastic, right, Homer?
Yeah. It's the young family. They're all kids. They're all, yes, definitely, without a doubt. No
right,
Aaron
that's
Rodgers
it for,
around anymore to screw it up, which, of course, isn't accurate, but that's what we said.
Right. No more old guys dragging everybody down. By the way, there seems to be a fair amount. I mean, we'll see in episode 2 tomorrow night of Hard Knocks if anybody will. If anybody watches. I know a lot of people who listen to the show say they don't watch that. There appears to be a fair amount of alacrity at their camp. I'm sure that's just creative editing, though. I know that he got after his offense recently for a very poor 2-minute drill. I heard that from one of my New York buddies. So,
well, Jason, if you'd had that knucklehead as quarterback last year and then you got Aaron Rodgers, there'd be a lot of whatever that word is, too. There should be. It's not a reflection of him as much as how horrific it was last year and holding the team back down from being decent.
Yeah, this is what I'm eager for both with Jordan Love and with Aaron Rodgers. We know how Aaron Rodgers can get after people, and usually it's deserved. For all the, he's going to the Tonys and going to playoff games and having the guys out to California in the offseason, at some point you have to get after guys a little bit. And I think he's starting to do that as well, and that's a balancing act for him. Meanwhile, here, as much as everyone really likes Jordan Love, I do think part of leadership is to be able to be harsh and tough on guys when they need it as well. And
he's not
I'm
gonna
eager
be
to
that guy.
see if he's able to do that, because
No,
I do
he's
think
not.
that's part of the job. Yeah,
See, and I would ask you, Jason, I would say, no, your job is to be yourself. He's not that guy. You need to have somebody else take that role because it's not you. It's not him. He's not going to be that way, but it needs to be done. So he needs to delegate that, or the Packers need to have someone around. He's not going to be like that.
I would argue, and obviously you can look back on all the Marquette teams that you've been associated with. I would argue that team leaders know which buttons to push with which players, and if there is a player or two that Jordan feels needs that kind of motivation, I do think he's got to be able to deliver it. I do think that's part of playing quarterback. So I don't think he has to make it his default setting like some other quarterbacks might. He has to be himself that way. But on occasion, when a guy needs to get his ass chewed, he probably needs to be able to do that. I think that is part of the job. All right. Of course, it won't matter because Sean Clifford will be their starting quarterback. We'll check in on that poll question to wrap things up.
5%.
Next, live from Packers practice inside the Don Hudson Center. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for my friends at Kohler Services. Treat yourself to a new shower this summer. Kohler Services is a local end-to-end bath and shower design and remodel service brought to you by Kohler, a family-owned in Wisconsin for 150 years. Kohler is the only manufacturer offering fast, professional installation and care for life. Start enjoying your bath or shower right now with a special offer. Visit kswisconsin.com to request your free quote and tell them that I sent you over. Again, that's kswisconsin.com.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by the Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's home for craft beer and pub food since 1994. Find the Great Dane nearest you at greatdanepub.com. ESPN Wisconsin's own Mark Tauscher has been named the radio color analyst for the Badger Radio Network. Tauscher will join legendary broadcaster Matt LePay for all 12 of Wisconsin football's regular season games this fall, and was welcomed to the staff by head coach Luke Fickell, who poked a little fun at Tauscher's expense.
Tausch, congratulations. We're excited to have you. I've been trying to look up some things on you. I know I played against Mac in '96. I think I heard you were on that team, but don't really remember seeing you in the game. But hopefully you're more memorable on the air than you were when I played against you.
Badger Minutes on ESPN Wisconsin are brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule an appointment online today at PellaWI.com.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com because they never charge over the MSRP.
Bringing summer gatherings to the next level is just another thing we do at Celebrations Entertainment. Hi, it's Jeffrey. With rental items like sound equipment, photo booths, and even yard games, you can make your event the party that everyone talks about. Any event like graduation parties, block parties, or even a backyard barbecue can be elevated with fun, interactive items to make everyone ask, hey, how'd you pull this off? Just tell them celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Like, share, and follow ESPN Madison everywhere. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok for more great content from ESPN Madison. This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Continuing live from Packers practice inside the Don Hudson Center. The number one offense and the number one defense about to battle here in a, looks like they've got the ball. Offense has the ball about the 40-yard line, so across midfield looking to score. Your offensive line from left to right, Yash Nyman, Elton Jenkins, Josh Myers, John Runyon, and Zach Tom. The safety alongside Oh, they've got 3 safeties, and it's supposed to be end of game scenario. That would explain it. Tavares Moore and Jonathan Owens and Darnell Savage back there, and Jordan Love is going to try and get the team in field goal range with 7 seconds left here in the session. He's going to spike here, and that'll be it. All right.
Was that Huey Lewis? Was that song?
No, that is
Doobie
Brothers.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I am terrible. I saw Huey Lewis front row at the Northern Lights Theater. That was one of my best concerts ever. Because I'd never been that close.
Was he better than Bruce Springsteen?
No, but I'd never been that close to an event, and so that was the part that was special. Sorry to lose track. Go ahead, back. I didn't even have the song.
The poll question has crossed the 1,200 vote Rubicon.
Yeah.
Who do you think should be QB1? Jordan Love, 95%. Sean Clifford, 5%. So, all right. So if we've got 1,200 votes, if there's 1,000 votes, that's 50 votes. So then another so we got 60 people out of 1,200 that believe it should be Sean Clifford. How's that sound?
Yeah.
That's fringe enough. Long field goal attempt for Anders Carlson is good. It's about a 55, 56-yarder there. Big kick for Anders Carlson here as we're headed toward the end of practice. He'll get another opportunity here if the number 2 offense, led by future starter Sean Clifford, can get them into position. All right, Homer, 3 hours on this program, and then you are appearing on your own program a little bit later this afternoon?
Yep, with the Hall of Famer Tony Smith.
I know usually you utilize our show as some idea generation for your show. When you've done 3 hours of this show, how does that function work?
No, it's going to be about the Packers. They played their first JV game and see what people think and see what Tony thinks and take it from there. We will not, unless he wishes to, focus on Clifford versus Jordan Love because I think that's been taken care of this morning. Unless Tony
it'll
thinks
be about
that
Alex
Tony
Magoo.
No, we won't talk about Magoo. I wish we play more because I'd like to see him. But you give me some confidence that he is going to play a little bit. I don't know.
Yes. The fake spike by Sean Clifford. He goes deep, and it's incomplete. That period is over. That's it for us as well. Thanks for coming along for the ride with us today. Practice is over, and so are we. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on Wisconsin On Demand.